The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I don't have a lot, but with me that's fine. Whatever I got, well, I know it's mine. Don't go around with a local crowd. I don't take what's in, so I guess I'm out. I'm saying these things so you know me, baby, so you understand what I'm all about. The boat that I row across the ocean, the boat that I row getting really soon. But I got the love and you got the notion. The boat that I row's big enough for two. It's me and you. There ain't a man alive can tell me what to say. I choose my own side and I like it that way. I don't worry about all the things that I'm not. There's only one thing that I want and got. You know that I'm talking about you, baby. But you better know when you come along. The boat that I row across the ocean, the boat that I row getting really soon. But I got the love and you got the notion. The boat that I row big enough for two. It's me and you. Saying these things so you know me, baby. Do you understand what I'm all about? The boat that I row across the ocean, the boat that I row getting really soon. But I got the love and you got the notion. The boat that I row's big enough for.
Your daddy is a horrible person and no one likes him, huh?
The boat that I row across the ocean.
Your daddy is a horrible person and no one likes him, huh?
You got the notion.
03444 499 1000 is the telephone number. Busy show tonight. After midnight, the exclusive interview I conducted with Greg Sestero and Sestero. I always say it wrong. And Tommy Wiseau from The Room. Got to meet those guys today. It was a thrill. It started off badly. I started with a very, very bold statement. I thought this is either going to win them over, or they're going to ask me to leave the room. Tommy almost asked me to leave the room. It was in London, and on the way to the interview, I saw a guy masturbating, and I told them this. Tommy's reply was, "Oh, no, move on, please, move on, no language." It's a cracking interview. If you've never seen The Room or The Disaster Artist, I think you're going to enjoy this interview anyway. 03444 499 1000 is the telephone number. Dee McCoy is not enjoying this. Dee McCoy has tweeted at Talk Radio, "I've been listening to LBC for 15 years. God, you must be a bigot. I thought I'd try you tonight." This is for James's show. "Not over-impressed. Seems a bit boring and unscripted." Why would you say unscripted as though it were a bad thing? A pervert caught performing a sex act in front of a shop dummy admitted to police he has a thing for mannequins, a court heard. Ay. CCTV operators spotted, then they name him. He's only 24. This is going to ruin his life. Why would you name him? Ocean Winters ogling a fashion display in the window of a Topshop. They alerted cops in Carmarthen, South Wales, in the early hours of August the 3rd. At Swansea Crown Court, Winters of Carmarthen admitted outraging public decency. He had previously committed sex acts in a park, on a coastal path and in front of neighbours. Winston was put on an intensive sex offenders programme after admitting breaching a sexual harm prevention order. He was also given a community order and put under a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew. Rogers tweeted us, I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Iain, Liam, Flip and Kath. By the way, isn't my Tommy Wiseau impression, that is coming on in leaps and bounds. Forget James Franco. That I was told, honestly, it was such a thrill meeting these two. Go and watch The Room. I give you permission to ignore the next 2 hours of the show. Come back at midnight. You can go and watch The Room. I think it's on YouTube. It's this famous kind of movie. It's famous, terrible movie, but actually it's kind of all right. It's terrible for different reasons that you might think. And where's I going with that? Oh, anyway, so I went to meet Tommy and Greg today, and they've been doing. I was the last interview of the day. I've been doing a lot of interviews, and the wonderful PR woman who's a fan of mine in the jungle. Hello, Madison. I love the name Madison. I think it's a really strong female name. Do you like the name Madison, Catherine? Not keen on it?
Not crackers about it,
okay,
no.
I like it. Anyway,
I'm a bit more traditional sort of person.
She was fan of mine in the jungle, and she said to me, just to let you know, Tommy's being a bit Tommy today.
Oh.
And I said, oh, do you mean he's being difficult? She said, oh, no, not difficult. He's very unique, and he says what he thinks, and it's thrown a few people. And I'm thinking, this is great. An interviewee that throws people, that to me is nectar. That is nectar, and I'm the bee getting right in there. I was thrilled. She said, how long do you want? And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to get 10 minutes. These junkies should get 10 minutes. She goes, I chanced my arm, I said, well, 20 minutes? She said, oh, you can have 30 if you want. I said, well, let's go in. Let's see how it goes. When the conversation naturally dries up, then that's when I'll call it a day. But knowing that there is 30 minutes possible, that will be wonderful. Also, I was told questions I'm not allowed to ask. And normally, I bristle. But, Tommy Wiseau, and Greg to a certain extent, but Tommy is such a unique individual. I relished every moment of the pre-interview chat. And actually, quite a good thing. Not allowed to ask him where he's from. That's great. That is great, because no one knows where he's from. I've done some research on the internet. It's pretty likely he's from Poland and lived in France for a while. But you're not allowed to ask him where he's from. And I didn't get it until I left. Not allowed to ask him about James Franco. Who played him in the movie. So I thought, oh, God, maybe they fell out. But, of course, it's the sexual...
Yeah.
The sexual the crimes that Franco has been accused of committing. So I can't phrase that in a way that doesn't make me sound like a dick. And yeah, in the interview, Tommy goes, well, in the movie, The Disaster Artist, James, the movie really made it. And he started to say him. But it was lovely. We talk about Tim and Eric, because he worked with them. We talk about the band Love. We talk. We do not talk about the gentleman I saw masturbating in the street. That does not get discussed. Tommy was disgusted that I'd mentioned that. That was my opening gambit. That's a bold line. You walk into a room and the second thing you say is, "By the way, guess what I've just seen." No, move on, no.
Although, if you're the last one in a series of journos going in there,
yeah.
You're waking him up there. That's always a good move.
No, exactly. Oh, exactly. I thought, listen, they've had a morning of this. They're going to be bored rigid. I've got to do something. I've got to pull a trick out of the hat. And so that was it. But they were lovely. It's about 25 minutes long, the interview. They were absolutely delightful. Tommy was angry at the start, but I warmed him up very, very quickly. I had to... explain to him what... there's a bit where I go, listen, I know it sounds like a cheesy line, but you guys really do prove that dreams can come true. What do you mean, cheesy line? Well, I mean, it's a cheesy line, but what's this cheesy line? Well, explain. You got to explain to me. That's a really good impression.
That's going to be in his next film.
I hope so. They were great. I loved those guys. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Let's go to Alan Caddick. Good evening, Alan.
Hi, boss.
Hello, Alan.
How are you, boss?
I'm very, very well. Alan, got a question for you.
Go What's the question, boss?
What do you think about these two Russian dudes just saying that they were on holiday in Britain and they weren't really committing acts of murder?
Oh, that's got to be a put-up job by Putin.
Well, which bit's the put-up job?
Well, I don't believe the Russians.
So do you believe, Theresa May, that these two men are responsible?
If they've got the evidence to prove it...
Have you seen the evidence?
Well, I haven't seen any evidence come to light yet.
Because the thing that gets me, right, is that those two Russian dudes said they are... By the way, I tried to get someone to phone... I tried to get a couple of people to come on and pretend and speak Russian and pretend they were them, and we'd have a bit of fun with it, but I couldn't be bothered. So their argument was, we were just on holiday... And they know exactly how high the church spire is in Salisbury, but then asked, Salisbury's near Stonehenge, right? And when asked why didn't you go to Stonehenge, they said, because it was a bit snowy, so we didn't bother going to Stonehenge. I don't know if I believe those guys.
No, but it's snowing Russia, so I'll probably be used to the snow.
What do you think we should do, Alan? I think we should go over to Russia, posing as tourists, you and me, and we should poison 3 of their citizens and murder a 4th. Would you be up for that, mate?
Well, we could have done that during the World Cup.
Oh, we missed an opportunity to wreak havoc.
Oh, no!
Ah, well, never mind.
It's all in the hands of the diplomats now.
Have you ever performed a sex act in front of a mannequin?
Oh, no. But I've seen that film with Kim Cattrall.
Oh, you seen that film with Kim Cattrall, Kath?
Yeah, I have. Mannequin.
What? Mannequin. Isn't there?
Is it Andrew McCarthy?
Yes, it is.
Sweet little face.
Isn't there a Mannequin too?
Yeah.
It's not Kim, is it?
No,
the original?
as ever in the 1980s, they always made it again with someone who wasn't as well known.
Yeah.
I think it was Pony. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Okay.
But I'd say the best character now is G.W. Bailey as the security guard.
Say that again, Alan. It's
G.W. Bailey.
No, say the beginning of the sentence.
My favourite character is G.W. Bailey as the security guard.
Okay, why is that your favourite character in the movie Mannequin?
Because it reminds me of Captain Harris from Police Academy.
Thanks very much for calling. 0344 499 1000. What's your favourite character from the movie Mannequin? This is Talk Radio, Catherine.
Mine's Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood!
I haven't seen the film for a very long time. I don't get the reference.
He's good.
It's awkward.
It's electric, it's eclectic, it's always rule-free. It's the late-night alternative with that man, Iain Lee. On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. People showing me their signed DVDs of Tommy Wiseau. Oh, you've got a signed DVD, yeah? Oh, I've got a signed, annotated copy of the Room script, guys. That's what I got. I got a copy of the Room script, annotated. It's a copy of Greg's annotated script, signed by Tommy. To Iain, love it behind. No, love is blind, but go love Tommy. That is what I got, mate. Beat that. Beat that if you dare. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. DVLA reveals the latest rude number plates banned in the UK as new cars hit the road from September. Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Driver and vehicle licensing agent. Yay. Don't talk to me about cars. 2.5 hours I was stuck in my car last night. I got a flat tyre. Flat tyre near Amersham. At 20 past 2. No, 10 past 2 it happened, actually. About 10 past 2. And first of all, I tried to change the tyre. Man, when did they make it so... I used to be able to change a tyre. And where I was going wrong, they've got these, like, plastic suckers, these rubber suckers on the bolt. So you've got to prise the rubber suckers off the bolt before you then unscrew it. Why would you put rubber suckers on the bolts? So I didn't know you had to do that. So I tried that and couldn't do it. Also, I jacked it up in the wrong place and I bent a bit of the car, but that's fine. Oh. That car's so dented. Then I thought, with my bank, I get free because I cancelled my AA membership 6 weeks ago to save money because I'm skint. So I thought, I get free RAC membership with my bank. I phone up the RAC, no, you're not registered. Phone up my bank. They said, no, we stopped that months ago. Thanks, guys. So then I had to rejoin the AA. £99 emergency rejoining fee. £80 for the membership. This is 20 past... He said, right, it will be with you at 20 past 3. OK, great. So I sat in the car, listening to the radio. then you get a little text, and if you go online, you can see the thing. So I went online, and it said, drive me with you at 3:25. I thought, oh, okay. Okay, so it begins. Then it got to 3:25. The guy hadn't turned up, so I looked online. It said, your driver will be with you at 3:30. I thought, okay. It got to 3:30, and bing, your driver will be with you at 4:25.
Oh.
Got to 3:40, and I thought, okay, I'm going to phone up. Hello, AA, can we help you? Yeah, I'm expecting a thing. Okay, let me just give them a call. So they go off and go, right, he's 15 minutes away. Okay, brilliant. 3:55, nothing. I phoned them up again. Let me just go and give them a call. Yeah, your driver, your mechanic is going to call you. He's 15 minutes away.
Hang on. You just turn in your corner, love.
Okay. 15 minutes go again. No phone call. It's now It's now 4:15 in the morning, and I have to be up at 10. Phone up again. I said, look, before you go and phone them, they're going to tell you that they're 15 minutes away. I've had that twice. With one guy, I got a little bit short. But I didn't get angry. I got a little bit short. But with all the other calls, it's just me going, I've been waiting for a thing. It's 40 minutes late, and I just wonder. It was really just defeated. So 4:05, phone up. I said, right, I'm just going to go and speak to the driver. They're gone for ages. Come back. The driver's on his way. This is on the A413. He's on the A413. He'll be with you shortly. Keep an eye out for him. And I'm thinking, I've kept an eye out for him for the last hour and 40 minutes, guys. So then, this was at 4:05. Then at 5:20, some kid rocks up, coming from a different direction. Wasn't on the A413 at all. Was on a different road. Rocks up, and then he gets out, and he's got. It's not the AA because they subcontract all of this, right? And he's got like a tiny little van. He's a kid, and he gets out and he says, "Have you got the bolt lock?" I said, "Sorry, have you got the bolt lock for the wheel?" So I've absolutely no idea. I don't. If I knew that, then I'd at least have the wheel off. And I'm thinking he's not. Anyway, he rummages through my boot and he finds the bolt lock or whatever it was, and he does
the wheel nut thing.
Yeah, but it had a funny name.
Interlocking wheel nut.
But I'm thinking, why are you asking me? Because you better have come. You better have come with one. Because if you say I can't do it, then what is that? Anyway, he did it. And I always feel emasculated when I can't change a wheel, because I can change a wheel. And then I got home just after 5, and I had biscuits in bed for my dinner, and then I was up at 10. So the AA can kiss my ass.
And, has to be said, that's the second time they pulled a stunt
like that. It happened when we were out.
Yeah.
When you got 2 punctures.
I got 2. To be honest, I curbed it, didn't I?
But that doesn't matter.
But so the guy comes out, and he changes my tyre.
Yeah.
2 tyres, and we looked at them straight away, and we said, "Does that one look a little bit flat to you?" No, it's just the weight distribution. That's how it looks.
Because it's new, they sometimes it takes a while for them. Because it's new, it sometimes takes a while for them to get their shape.
I said, "Are you sure? Because I've got to drive like 50 miles now, and I'm a bit concerned about it." No. Honestly, it'll be fine. So I get it home. In the morning, I go to have a look at it. It's flat.
Yeah.
It is flat to the point where I can't even drive it. And I just thought, what would have happened if that tyre had blown?
And I was thinking, what would Jesus do?
Also, we paid that guy for 2 new tyres, and both are ragged.
Man alive. Cars. We'll get to the number plates in a minute. Pavel.
Yes, hello.
Hello, yes, Pavel.
Yes, I'm just calling because I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm listening your talk radio all the time when I'm working.
Yeah.
Because my work allows me to listen to radio.
Okay.
And because I'm foreign. Yeah.
We're all from planet Earth, baby. We're all from planet Earth.
Yeah, but the reason I'm calling today is because there was some discussion about hate crimes. Yeah.
Okay.
And all I would just want to say is...
I hate crime.
Yeah, I hate crime, yeah, that's first of all, yeah. But the second thing is, like, in this country, people need to focus on blaming the government. So don't blame the foreigners, okay? This is all I want to say.
No, but, okay, this is really interesting. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Eastern Europe, from Poland.
Okay. Okay, so what experience have you got? Have people been blaming you for what's happened to you?
I think it's like it's gonna be hard for me to talk about that, but because I got really bad experience with some English lads.
Because you got a foreign accent.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
man.
so. Yeah. I've been in few situations when people were speaking on me because of their accent, or basically.
Well, listen, my friend, you're very welcome in my country, and as oh, by the way, I got promotion. I'm now the mayor of Talk Radio. I didn't tell you. I'm the mayor of Talk Radio. As the mayor of Talk Radio, Pavel, and as a British man, I apologise for the scumbags that have visited to these shores so appallingly. I'm genuinely really sorry that's happened to you, man.
It's not like every day it's happening, but it is happening, especially in a Brexit time. And I just want to say to every foreign person in this country that you need to guys keep just working and be real, and that's it, you know. So it should be all right, you know.
Bless you, brother. Thank you. Well, listen, I hope it never happens again. And genuinely, as a British person, I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed. And if I met you, I would give you a hug, brother. You're very, very welcome here.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, man.
For that.
Thank you.
You too, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a nice guy. Imagine picking on someone just because their accent. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're right, Ian. Yeah, I'm mad for it.
What?
Huh? I appreciate your contribution then, Kath. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm dead well. Yeah, you know, it's hard to focus because I'm so off my tits on ease.
What?
I'm whiz. I'm flying. I'm mad for it.
Is that supposed
Supersonic.
Is that supposed to be me?
03.
I've actually experienced xenophobia. I could tell you a story, but I won't now.
Oh, go on, mate.
I was talking to my Spanish friend in the street.
Yeah.
We got picked on.
Well,
By people shouting effing Poles at us.
What? Hang on.
I mean, they're saying we were Polish. We were speaking Spanish. She looks like Dora the Explorer.
Hang on a minute. What? As an adult?
Yeah. Like,
when
in
was
the
this?
last couple of years.
Shut up.
Yeah, me and my friend Yandy, who's from Chile.
Yeah.
She looks like
But
Dora...
she's not Spanish then?
Well, she speaks Spanish.
But you said Spanish.
No, I said
That's a bit xenophobic.
I didn't. I said we were speaking Spanish in the street.
I think if we edited that, I think if we played that back, I think if we played that back and edited it,
no. Oh, if you edited it,
you would definitely say that she was Spanish.
No, we were speaking Spanish in the street.
Okay, so if you can just cut that out, Sam, and make it sound like she said she was Spanish.
He's got busy things to do.
He's busy things to do, is it? Oh, he's got busy things to do.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And what did they say?
Swears.
Because they thought you were Polish.
Yeah. Despite the fact we were speaking Spanish, and Yandy couldn't look less Polish if she tried.
I'm laughing, but it's
nuts.
If that's what a Spanish lady is experiencing,
She's not Spanish, from Chile.
Imagine being a Polish person.
Well, yeah.
CJ says you didn't ask him if racism would exist if everyone was blind. Ring him back, damn it.
Oh, there's an extra bit to that because I was listening to that show
go
today.
on. Yeah.
He said...
Matthew Wright, by the way, he's on weekdays, 1 till about 1:05 in my house.
He said, and here's one for, and here's one for
1
you.
till 4. He's on 1 till 4. Matthew Wright, weekdays 1 till 4.
And here's one for you.
Yes.
Would racism exist if everyone were blind?
Yep.
That's something I floated to my black friend when we were in the Caribbean recently.
Everyone's got to have a black friend. Who's yours? 03444991000. Who's your black friend? And if you're black, who's your white friend? Let's go to Sandra. Good evening, Sandra.
Hello, how are you two?
Very, very well, Sandra. I'm buzzing because I've not had much sleep. Then I managed to get home because I had to go and buy 2 new tyres in the end. And but here's the thing, right? I'm lucky that my car. Sam, have you got it ready? You give me the thumbs up, Sam. You've got it. Just have a listen to this. This happened about 3 or 4 minutes ago on tonight's show.
I was talking to my Spanish friend in the street.
Oh! And that is not an edit.
That's totally edited.
That is not an edit.
How do we know?
Because I trust Sam. You saying it's fake news. Just play it again for us, Sam.
I was talking to my Spanish friend in the street.
Yeah.
We got picked on. No.
Yes, mate.
I don't believe it. That's editing, that.
Wow.
That's editing.
Sandra, didn't I tell you?
You can prove anything with editing.
Sam's face, he's just touched it. Kath did originally say her friend was Spanish. Look, he's so pleased with himself, as he should be. That's an extra £5
He's
for you, Sam.
doubling down on the lie, OK.
Oh,
Oh, but you're right. I mean, Polish people are welcome in Glasgow and in Scotland. I'll just make myself the mayor of Paisley, even though somebody will get on to me. But it's shocking what's happening.
Isn't that outrageous? I mean, who knows? That guy, he might be a thug. We don't know.
Oh, I know.
But he sounds
he
sounds like a lovely. It's just because someone's got a different accent. Outrageous. That's embarrassing, isn't it? We should be embarrassed and ashamed of ourselves that would happen.
Yeah, I know. I am. I should say we're all one race. We're all the human race. So.
Sorry, I can't understand the word you're saying. What?
We're all one race. We're one human race. Don't be wicked.
I'm joking. I love the Scots, me.
I know, you're great in Glasgow, by the way. Thanks for coming.
By the way, the first Edinburgh show
is out, yeah.
The first Edinburgh Rabbit Hole show. There's 2 from Edinburgh, 2 from Glasgow. The first Edinburgh Rabbit Hole show is up. Go to iTunes, Acast, type in Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, Rabbit Hole, any combination of that. You'll get it. Spoiler alert, it is filthy. It is filthy.
I mean, they're all filthy, but you actually, during the half-time, when we're having our oranges, you were saying, I'm getting too filthy here.
Yeah.
I've got to rein it in.
You bring it out of me.
Oh, I remember it well.
Aye. Anyway, Sandra.
Thank you very much for having Greg on Sestero on the show tonight. I'm a member. You know, my sons have got autism.
Yeah.
So I always find safe places for them.
Yeah.
And there's a great little film club in Glasgow called The Burnt Church. They're on Twitter, it's Burnt Church. And they showed the room.
Yeah.
And they had a Q&A. I think Greg was voted their most favourite guest. And there were some geeks in the audience, and I say geeks in a good way.
Yeah. Oh, no, we'll all fly the geek flag here.
Who knew the whole dialogue off by heart. And I think he was voted their favourite guest ever. So.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
What is this, Burnt Church?
Burnt Church, yeah, they're on Twitter.
I'm just having a little... The Burnt Church Film Club. What is Burnt Church Film Club? Burnt Church Film Club has become something of an institution. We are DIY. We aren't Cineworld. We're a community cinema in the back room of the Flying Duck Bar and Vegan Restaurant. We drink pints and eat food during our films. We make new friends and cheer our favourite characters. Oh, this sounds good. We worship at the Church of Winona Ryder and believe all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We're a community in a safe space. We are freaks, weirdos, geeks, and all in between. Please don't act self-entitled. We aren't really a fan of that attitude. This sounds incredible.
Oh, they're great. And
I'm going to buy it and move it to London.
Tell him to come to London. Lucas has got autism, and he feels so welcome there.
Good.
So welcomed. He went to see the Lost Boys there, and they were great with him. And Hellraiser. He went to Hellraiser. My goodness.
Can we, Kath, do you want to reach out to this Burnt Church and see if we can get him on the show tomorrow or Monday? Because I like places. Thank you for this, Sandra. This is brilliant. Because I like places like this, and I've looked kind of a couple of times at setting up. I mean, I'd love a cinema, but setting up a little film club, like a monthly film club. But it would probably have to be in London because that's near where we live, you know, so that excludes a lot of people, and already the London centricity kicks in. But it's like, well, where would you do it? How do you get it becomes a very complicated kind of thing. But I think it would be nice if you had a little venue where once a month, 40, 50 people rocked up to see a film that is off the beaten track, something slightly culty and obscure. Maybe you have a guest live, maybe you have a guest via Skype, which you can do, and it becomes a semi-regular thing, but I just don't know where or how to do it. So this Burnt Church, Sandra, sounds perfect.
They're great, and they're so inexpensive. I mean, tickets are about £4.
Because if you go
to Cineworld,
you can. It can be like for kids. It can be £13 a ticket for kids. Sandra, we're going to see if we can get them on the show as a direct result of your phone call. So thank you for that.
Yeah, Graham is the person who's organised it. So DM Graham.
All right, nice one, Sandra. Thank you for that.
He was named the 82nd most influential person in Glasgow, apparently.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, we're going to get him on the show. Thank you, Sandra. Ta-ta. I love stuff like that. Oh, well, that place looks amazing.
DM'd.
There we go. Perfect. Oh, we'll get him on the show. I'd love to do a little film club and, show something like the Mr. Rogers film or an obscure time travel film or a Bruce Lee clone or, like a Laurel and, just...
Do you know what I've always wanted to organise?
Yes.
Like an outdoor screening.
I They don't excite me.
Oh, I do me. In the summer.
I don't know, because of the
something.
weather. The weather's the thing. I've seen an outdoor screening in Greece and Zakynthos. I've seen a couple. We went and saw a kids' film, and then I went to like a midnight showing of World War Z with my father-in-law. And then halfway through it, the film just stopped and they started selling ice creams and people went off for a fag. But the outdoor, the weather is the thing that worries me. I've always wanted a little cinema. Just a little cinema that you could turn it into... no, let me rephrase. I've always wanted a little art centre that would have a cinema, and then when it wasn't screening films, you could put the seats back a bit and have it as a performance thing. I'd love that. But then you got to pour your own money into that, because I ain't going to make money. 03444 99 1000 is the telephone number. Skip that trail. Skip it. Skip it. I'm too busy digging the show tonight. Let's do Gary and Alistair. Stay there. DVLA reveals the latest rude number plates banned in the UK. List includes homophobic and racist slurs, swear words, and offensive terms.
Here we go.
Get ready, guys. Okay. The latest list of banned number plates that have been deemed too naughty for Britain's roads have been released by the DVLA. More than 400 combinations for the new 68 plates. You wait until next year. 69.
Oh, yeah.
Have been forbidden by the DVLA. This is a great sentence. More than 400 combinations for the new 68 plates have been forbidden by the DVLA to keep the streets decent. Banned combinations include homophobic and racist slurs, swear words, or other offensive terms, such as... Right, now, some of these I can't work out. Right, so Right, this one I got. DO68GER.
Dogger.
Okay, what's this? Oh, this is a bit tenuous, I think, if it's what I think it is. DR68GGY.
What, doggy or something?
Well, no.
Druggy.
Well, yeah, druggy, but, I mean, that's a bit tenuous. Oh, this is a good one. OR68ASM. This is, I mean, NO68SHT.
No.
Okay. Okay. These are the best ones. Right, okay. Okay. DO68SHT.
Dog.
MY. Sometimes the numbers get in the way. MY68NOB. Forget the numbers. My knob. This is a good one. BA68TRD.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. BLO68JOB. The DVLA already automatically bans any plate with sex, bum, or ass on the end. I love a bit of ass on the end. Certain combinations, such as R number APE, BO number SOM, TO number SER.
Bosom?
Yep. SL number UTS.
Who says bosom?
And, BO number MBS are also blocked each year. Okay. Earlier this year, the number plate... Now, they've put asterisks in. C... There's too many letters. C asterisk. Asterisk. Asterisk is the French dude.
Yes.
I always get that wrong. C asterisk C asterisk 11 asterisk T. So it's obviously the C word, but there's too many asterisks. Was banned after an anonymous individual put it up for sale for £6,000. There is the full list of banned plates. FA68 OTS. Write it down.
I've got a pen.
I've got a pen. Here you go. Right in the back of that.
Go on, tell me again.
FA68 OTS.
Oh. Okay.
You can say faggots.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
No, there's faggot. Faggots is a food as well, isn't
that's
it?
not very nice, is it? Deep fried.
Brains faggots. I don't know what a lot of these mean. I mean, NO68ERS. Was that knobbers? Is that knobbers?
What? NO68?
ERS.
I guess.
Some of these are rubbish. GA68ANG. That's gang. This is a good one. NO68HED.
I mean, but still, none of them are so obvious that you'd have someone saying, "Daddy, what does that mean?"
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these don't mean anything. No, NO68 muff. This is a good one. SU68DCK. That's a good one. God, there's loads. Look. TU68GAY, too gay. Well, there's TU68CLT. That's a bit tenuous. Obviously, it's the abbreviated form of clitoris, but it's a bit tenuous.
I know, isn't it crazy?
And it goes on and on forever. OK, there we go. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative. Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
By the way, me and Kath are playing a show in December in London at the Bill Murray. It's an evening show, 6 till 8, and then we stick around afterwards and take pictures and chat and stuff like that. So on the 9th of December, we only on sale a couple of days ago. We sold 60% of the tickets already. And I was thinking today, oh, that's not bad. It was only 2 months to go. And I thought, no, there's 3 months to go. Wow. We sold 6. I mean, listen, it's not Wembley Arena. It's not even a huge 500-seater theatre.
No, we're thrilled to bits if 10 people turn up.
Mate.
So.
Well, 10 would be actually. I'd be gutted. But 60%. So if you want to get tickets for that, get them quickly. And if it sells out by the end of this month, we might see if we can put another show on. And if it doesn't, we won't. And it's as simple as that. So I would say get the tickets quickly if you can. If you want to see that and all the other live shows I'm doing, including or the ones me and Kath are doing in Bath. Where most of the tickets are gone for that. And also the screening of Threads that I'm doing with Rhys Dinsdale in Halifax on December the 2nd. That's only £8. £8. You get to see Threads. You get to see me interview Rhys Dinsdale. And then you can ask him questions from the audience. £8. I can't wait to see the venue as well. I've been told it's brilliant. All of those dates are on iainlee.com/event. iainlee.com/event. What have you got? Gary and Alistair, stay there.
Well,
yes.
this is filth, so...
This is dirty.
here we go.
Dirty story.
Italy's first sex doll brothel has been raided and shut down police only 9 days after it was opened.
OK.
Offering clients silicone models inside one of its 8 private rooms, Lumi Dolls Torino was found to be breaking Italian laws on renting out accommodation.
Oh.
The city's health authority is also investigating if the dolls in the secret establishment situated in the northwestern city of Turin are thoroughly cleaned after each use.
Imagine. Because you can put their vaginas in the dishwasher.
Yeah, stick them on the draining board.
Yeah, we go. But you're saying that these dirty Italians were just, giving it a blow? Putting their finger in and wiping it round? What were they doing?
I don't know. The Lumi Dolls franchise, which offers the first such service in the country where human prostitutes are illegal...
Yeah? Yeah?
Despite it being the home of the Bunga Bunga party...
and the Turin Shroud.
First opened its doors on September the 3rd, with managers confirming they had been booked for weeks.
Wow.
Charging €80 or £72 for a half-hour session.
Wow.
With a very realistic silicone doll, patrons can choose from 7 different female dolls and 1 male doll called Alessandro, which has an adjustable penis varying from 5 to 7 inches.
Don't forget, guys, you can make your own fleshlight using an empty packet of Pringles and a marigold.
But don't expect to use the marigold again. Have you seen me rubber glove?
Yeah, it's on the end of my knob.
The dolls, which cost up to €2,000 or £1,800 each, are said to be thoroughly washed for 2 hours after use.
we will wash them properly. We get the jet cloth and we give it a good slush.
Customers choose their doll's outfit. Of course, that's probably the most important part.
Yeah.
With options including
schoolgirl,
fitness and secretary.
Oh, fitness. Can't think of anything.
Yoga pants. You like yoga pants?
I do like yoga pants, but you got no.
And
not on a doll that I'm about to have sex with.
They can specify which position they want to find them in.
What is it here? You're falling over with your bum up in the air.
Actually, I'll show you a picture in a minute. That's exactly it.
Of course it is. I know men.
The positions they can take are many. Almost all the ones in the Kama Sutra, the brothel says. I mean, the wigs are dodgy.
Yeah.
I mean, Alessandro's wig in particular is bad. The dolls are used in one of 8 special rooms equipped with a bed, an ensuite bathroom and a TV screen that shows, you guessed it, porn.
Oh, surely it would have to be doll porn.
It should be Barbie cartoon.
It'll be like like the Flumps or something doing it.
Oh, my God. Upon opening, the brothel, run by a Spanish company with branches in Moscow and Barcelona.
Is he definitely Spanish or is he Chilean?
It says in here Spanish.
Okay.
I said, we are full for weeks. Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
How much does that cost? If it's €80 for half an hour, you do the math.
This all sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah.
I'll finish the sentence. We are full for weeks, with a few small exceptions.
Hey! A joss stick in a cathedral. Here comes Ken. Ken's getting horny. We're talking about sex dolls.
We have customers who've also booked from Venice, and most have chosen the morning or the afternoon for their appointment.
Yeah.
The brothel doesn't open at night. Well, that'll be why. And can accept stag do's and group bookings. Brothels with human prostitutes are illegal in Italy, although sex work itself is not a crime.
There we go.
The UK's first sex doll brothel, the Dolly Parlour in Greenwich, South London, opened in March.
And how much is it?
That's the only detail you get on that particular...
Okay, and what's the phone number? Can we get someone from the Dolly Parlour? That sounds...
All right.
It's like, imagine your girls will get excited if they... Mummy, can we go to the Dolly Parlour? Not a chance. Can you see if you can get the guy from the Dolly Parlour on?
Okay.
There's the pose.
A picture of a dolly who's fallen over.
There we go. Get the Dolly Parlour.
Let me show you Alessandro, because he is a fine beast.
Okay. Oh my God!
I mean,
but you have to.
She's looking at her phone, though. I mean, they've actually put the doll looking at her phone.
Here we go. Let's be prepared for me to be abused. Let's speak to Ken. Good evening, Ken.
Good evening, Ian and Kath. I just turned on your show there. Man, oh man, all we get in your show is absolute sexual filth.
And yet you listen to it every night, Ken. Ken, here's the thing, right? You're supposed to be a Christian, and I am more polite to you than you are to me. You are an odious, abusive, aggressive... Yeah, they can't hear you, mate. I control the fader. You are an odious, abusive, aggressive little twerp who has a very blinkered view about life. You come on this show, a show that you don't listen to. You claim that I mock Jesus. I don't. I mock idiots like you who think you know the word of Jesus. You are the most unchristian person I've ever had the misfortune to speak to, Ken. I wish you a very good evening. Thank you very much for calling. Let's go to Gary. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening.
Yes.
The problem with your show this evening is you are throwing out things left, right and centre.
I'll throw you out in a minute if you don't get to the point.
Well, the point is, I've written down a few of the requests and things that you've asked for already.
Just get to it then. Come on, just stop giving me the preamble. Let's get into the amble.
I'm laying out. Right. Joan Crawford's the best actress in a Mannequin.
That wasn't the question.
It was the best actress in the film Mannequin.
Incorrect. Who's your favourite character in the film Mannequin?
Well, the one that Joan Crawford played.
Well, what's her name?
I've got no idea.
And yet you claim that this so-called character is your favourite, and you don't even know the name of it.
Gary Wilmot is my favourite black friend.
No, that wasn't. This guy hasn't listened to anything.
You said who is your favourite black friend?
No, I didn't. I said who is your black friend, not your favourite. And is Gary Wilmot actually your friend?
Yes.
When did you last speak to him?
1994.
Thanks very much for calling. 2 topics he got wrong.
Of course he did.
2 he got wrong. I will not tolerate that. That will not be tolerated. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Alistair.
Hi, Ian. I just wanted to thank you and Kath for your forbearance and encouragement. I'm going to AA next week with a friend.
Excellent work.
And I'm also going to be seeing an alcohol counsellor on Thursday.
Excellent. Good. I wish you the best of luck with that. That's great.
I'm doing great. But also, I listened to Egypt Station today for the first time.
But the new Paul McCartney album, what did you reckon?
Yeah.
It all hangs on this.
It was absolutely blooming brilliant.
Isn't it a great record?
It's brilliant, man.
Absolutely. Who'd have thought? He's 76 years old, and he's doing... it's his best record.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen to this. I won't play all this because this is 7 minutes, but listen to this. This is his song about Donald Trump. Listen to this.
Despite repeated warnings,
Old Man McCartney voice, I love it.
of dangers up ahead, the captain won't be listening to what's been said. He feels that there's a good chance that we've been misled, and so the captain's planning to steam ahead. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do to stop this foolish plan going through? What can we do? What can we do? This man is bound to lose his ship and his crew. Despite repeated warnings,
that bass
from those who
Oh, it's a great song. It's such a good album, man.
So what I did then, because the streaming service I use, it lists all his albums in turn.
Oh, yeah.
So I went back right to the beginning. Was it Ram?
Ram! Or was it Ram or was it McCartney? I can never remember.
I can't remember. But anyway, the thing was, I listened to that, and of course it was a lot different because it's a different time.
It's a different time, a different drug. Hang on a minute. Kath has found a brilliant picture. What have you
It's so
just found?
brilliant. It's a picture
I've
of
not seen that before.
Yoko, Ringo and Jeff Bridges having a bed-in as part of this 5th annual Come Together NYC, promoting the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus, which is a mobile production studio that provides hands-on creative experiences to students of all ages.
And it's then recreating the famous picture of John and Yoko in bed in Amsterdam.
Right.
There you go.
They sang Give Peace a Chance.
Which is not a great song. Alistair, thank you very much for your call. Good luck with those meetings. I hope things, could be a turning point there. Yes, Tony?
Oh, hi, Ian. How are you doing?
Very well, Tony. We've only got 30 seconds, so make it quick.
Okay, I agree that Paul McCartney is a genius with his music and his songwriting, but vocally I wouldn't put him up there with the best.
Okay, thanks very much for your call. 0344 499 1000. Where would you put Paul McCartney vocally? Up there with the best or elsewhere? And who would you put up there as the best? And who is your black friend? 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Mama, she always told me it would happen. She never said that it would happen like this. Mama said some little girl will catch you napping. Some little girl will get to you with a kiss. You got to me, brought me to my knees. Never thought I'd say please, girl. You got to me, got to my soul. You got to me, you got control. You got to me, you got to me, you got to be mine. Used to slip through every girl's hands like water. Never was one who could ever tie me down. Straight ahead and steady as you brought her. Till you brought me tumbling to the ground. You got to me, you brought me to my knees. Never thought I'd say please, girl. You got to me, got to my soul. You got to me, you got control. You got to me, you got to me, you got to be mine. All right. To my soul, you got to me, you got control, you got to me, you got to me, you got to be mine.
Includes, I've heard that song a million times, and the other day I was listening in the car and went, he's saying what? There is a line in there, straight ahead and steady as Gibraltar. Straight ahead and steady as Gibraltar. That's a pretty psychedelic lyric for a white Jewish pop singer kid in 1966. Straight ahead and steady as Gibraltar. I love this show. This is the late night alternative. For those who don't know it, we've got a lot of new listeners because LBC have given up at this time of the night. And it's me, Iain Lee. Hello, our 11 o'clock show, The Jungle, all that kind of stuff. Catherine Boyle is here.
I just did my homework.
There we go. And I didn't, and I get paid more. And we're on Monday to Friday from 10 o'clock, and we just sit and talk rubbish. And sometimes it's heavy rubbish, and sometimes it's light rubbish, and sometimes it's frothy, and sometimes it's smooth and flat. And then sometimes just you have a conversation and things happen. And we spoke to Sandra 35 minutes ago from Glasgow, and she came and saw our show that we did last week. And she was chatting, and we're excited because coming up after midnight is the interview I did with Greg I can never say it, Sestero. And Sestero. I'd never know how to say his name.
Ask his mate.
We'll ask his mate in a minute. And Tommy Wiseau, who I went and saw today. And so all these things kind of interlock. Because we ended up talking to Sandra about the Burnt Church Film Club in Glasgow. And I'm thrilled to say we got Graham, who runs the Burnt Church Film Club, on the line now. Evening, Graham.
Hey, how's it going? You well?
Very, very well. Now, you're friends with Greg... Mm-hmm. No, is it Sestero or Sestero?
Sestero.
Sestero. You're friends with him. How come, man?
Do you want the long or the short version?
Yeah, we'll just have the long version if you've got the time.
Let's go for the long version.
Let's do it.
So we're kind of a cult film club, or at least we were then, and we really wanted to screen The Room. Now, if anyone wants to screen The Room, and you've interviewed Tommy, right?
Just this afternoon, yeah.
So you know Tommy is Tommy.
So, well, listen, can I just say, the PR woman, because I was the last interview of the day, and the PR woman came out and said, Iain, now, just to warn you, Tommy is being very Tommy today. And I said, is he being difficult? She went, well, no, not difficult, but he's
just Tommy.
He's very forthright, and it's thrown a lot of people off. Now, Graham, when someone says that to me, that has me rubbing my hands with glee, thinking, I can't wait. But yeah, you hear the interview after midnight, guys. He's very direct, and he answers some questions and he ignores others, and it's wonderful. But yeah, go on.
No, he's great, but notoriously difficult to get hold of.
Yeah.
If you want to screen a movie. Now, screening movies is relatively straightforward. There's, a few companies that will get you in touch with a distributor and so on and so forth. But The Room is a whole different kettle of fish.
Right.
There's only Tommy you can contact. So we spent months trying to contact Tommy, and we were getting replies from people who were obviously Tommy, but they were putting a fake name at the end of it.
Were they writing in the accent? Is that what gave it away?
Yes, they actually were. I wish I could show you the email because it's brilliant. It was like you had replies like, "Hey, Burnt Church, you want to screen the room?" Yeah. And it was like, and it was in the accent, and it was like, "Tommy, this is not Justin, it's you." And lo and behold, we never really got around to getting more than one reply. So I got all of like the regulars at my film club, like 40 or 50.
Yeah.
And I said, like, send this generic email to this email address, and he'll read at least one of them.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then Tommy replied again to just one of them in his accent and pretended he was called Justin. It wasn't Justin, it was Tommy. So I got a bit sick of it, if I'm honest with you. I was just like, for God's sake, I just want to screen your damn movie.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm pulling my hair out. And then I had this really weird idea to just kind of message Greg's official Facebook page. I was just like, what's the worst that can happen? And Greg replied, I don't know if it was Greg, I think it was someone managing his page at that point.
Okay, yeah.
And we're like,
so hang on, so another person using a fake name, someone signing it as Greg, but it may not have been Greg.
May not have been Greg. I never really got a straight answer from Greg on that, and I haven't pushed him. Maybe I should. But he messaged back and said, hey, email this email. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen that email. So I emailed this email, and this actual agent got back who was dealing with Greg and Tommy's new movie, Best Friends.
Yep.
And obviously they saw that we were relatively popular, I think.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, do you want to screen Best Friends? I was like, God, yeah. That would be like the Scottish premiere, technically, so why not? But then I was like, but please, God, can I have the room? And they were like, yeah, sure. And we sold both nights out in like a minute.
Yeah, of course.
Because people were like gagging for the room, you know what I mean? They were desperate for it. And then I messaged back and was like, thanks so much for helping. Like, we sold both nights out. That's great. And then the agent was like, cool, well, Greg wants to come in May. And I was just like, what?
Wow.
And she was like, so Greg wants to come. And we put Greg up in a hotel for like 4 days and just like drank cocktails till like 3 a.m. And I speak to him like every week because he's my whiskey pal, and he keeps in touch with us because he's the greatest guy in the planet.
Wait, no, this is the thing, man. He's such a nice guy. And Tommy, as people will hear later on, Tommy is more like Tommy, more like him than I imagined he was going to be. I thought he'd kind of tone it down. If anything, he ups it a bit when you're with him. Yeah. And Greg just sits there grinning and smiling and chipping in and basically filling in the huge blanks that are left. But also, I'm a straight guy, Graham, but I kept looking at him thinking, man, you are so beautiful. Isn't he handsome?
Greg is stunning. Yeah, Greg is a very handsome guy. And but he's got the big shoulders. He's tall. He's blonde. He's from LA. I'm a straight guy, but Greg Sestero is Greg.
He's great. Right? Well, listen, they're going to be on the show in about an hour's time, and it was a thrill to me, and wonderful that it kind of ties in with you. We had Sandra on, who came to our show and lives in Glasgow. Has been to your shows. And normally I don't. She was mentioning you, and I thought I'm going to have a little Google while she's talking. And I just got that we landed on the FAQs page, and I just loved your ethos. We are DIY. We aren't Cineworld. We are a community cinema in the back room of the Flying Duck bar and vegan restaurant. We drink pints and eat food during our films. This is my favourite. We make new friends and cheer our favourite characters. We worship at the Church of Winona Ryder and believe all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We are freaks, weirdos, geeks, and all in between. Man alive, that is... Kath and I kind of do a few live events, and that ethos would fit us perfectly. It's beautiful. Tell me about this place, the Burnt Church Film Club. How, when, why?
It's just a question I've been asked a lot, but I mean, I think, and this is going to sound really up my own jacksie, but in a way, it's like none of that is marketing. Like, that's not a marketing ploy. It's not a business plan. It's honesty. It's what we actually feel,
Yeah.
And a lot of the reason that I feel and the reason that we wrote that together was because when I first started, I'm not from Glasgow originally. I'm from Sunderland. Right. I'm a proper Sunderland boy, and I moved to Glasgow, and before I met my wife, I kind of felt like everyone was masquerading as inclusive kind of groups of people, when actually that was the last thing they were. They were quite exclusive. It was very cliquey, and I hated that. I like to think I'm community-centered. I mean, I'm human. I dislike some people, but I like most. I like to like people. So when I kind of realized that most people were in a clique and it was going to be quite difficult for me to make friends, I kind of just thought, well, I love movies. I wonder if I could maybe host at the beginning and say to people, if you want to have a pint after the movie, feel free. And I wonder if anyone will actually come. And I didn't really expect that to happen. And then we did it. The first screening was like October 2017.
So recent then. Oh God, okay.
Yeah, it's not so old.
Yeah.
And we did all right. Like, we got like maybe 50, 60 people for the first few screenings, which I'm saying all right, but like, when I think about it now, like, that was back then. Sorry, that was amazing. Like, that was all I ever wanted.
What was the first film you did?
We did a 3-movie bill, but the first movie officially we did was The Lost Boys.
Oh, there you go. I mean, classic. Okay.
I mean, with that did really well. And then in the January, that was October, and in January of this year, I really wanted to screen The Shining. I love The Shining. It's a real big movie of mine that I sort of grew up on in my early teens.
Yeah.
And I posted it in the Stanley Kubrick Appreciation Society on Facebook. It's a great little group if you're a Kubrick fan. And his daughter liked it. And I thought, I wonder if I just ask her, she'll just go on Skype and we can have a chat. And I messaged her and she was like, well, why don't I just come up?
Oh, man.
What? And then I realized I really liked having guests. And I realized that most of the time when you have a guest, they're kind of on a stage, you're too far away, they go backstage afterwards. I like having guests in the back room of basically a vegan pub and basically throwing them to the lions and saying, hey, you might be famous, but we're all friends.
Yeah, everybody's equal here.
Yeah, for sure. And it brings out some good moments, hilarious moments, but it's gone crazy. Like, we have 4 guests this month, which is just insane. It's really tough on my bank balance, but I enjoy it. So.
Well, I was going to ask, because for a lot, because like I say, me and Kath put on different kind of live events, sometimes like sort of variety nights or podcast records, or we once did, have you seen the movie Kung Fu Elliot?
No.
Oh, it's a great documentary about this Canadian guy who thinks he's the Canadian Chuck Norris, and he makes his own movies, and it's brilliant. And we put on a night where we screened one of his movies, and we had a live Skype link up with the producers of the documentary, and then we surprised everyone. We had Elliot, who no one's spoken to for years. We had him on the phone, and I'd love to do a movie night, but it just. The rights thing is an issue, but also money. It costs money, and it's interesting what you said. That are you breaking even? Are you making money? Is it kind of a hobby where you're putting a few quid in? How is it working out for you?
And any money we make, I kind of, if we've done okay, but any money that I've made, I've immediately put back into getting a guest. Like, I'm a horror movie fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I like terrible movies, hence why I love The Room. I hope Tommy's not listening to that. But I love Mean Girls. I grew up on teen movies. I was born in '86, so The Craft and Mean Girls was big to me.
Yeah.
And I always really wanted to bring Damien or Danny Francesi from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
That was the thing I wanted. And I was like, that's never going to happen. But if we ever got a little bit of money, maybe we could try. And we had him last month. And so any money we've made, we've just spent on guests. It's not a profit-making business. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm missing a trick here, but I just think it's more fun just to spend anything we make on guests and letting people have fun with it.
And I'm assuming that it's you kind of have a group of regulars. Do you have a lot of loyal fans that come along?
Yeah, we never used to, but the more we set the rules at the start of the movie for new people. So we have 3 rules, and I always get a different regular to say the first rule. And it only dawned on me when I started doing that we have a solid group of 30 people at least who are there every single screening. And it doesn't matter what movie. We have this guy called Andy, and he's come for everything. He's got a ticket for Necromantic. He had a ticket for Mean Girls. We could be screening Super 8 movies, or he could be screening like teen flicks and Hollywood blockbusters, and he just likes hanging out, and I like hanging out with him, and that's what's really like quite nice about it.
We have an Andy, James. We have an Andy, don't we? Who comes to everything and is delightful and is supportive and is.
Andy's are great.
Yeah, every performer or venue needs an Andy or a James.
We have two, actually. We have two Andys. We have Andy Davidson, Andy Marks, and they're two of our biggest regulars.
Oh, they're both called Andy?
People. Yeah, and they're both baldy as well, and they both have little beards. I don't know if that's a saying, but maybe it is. Who knows?
Look, I mean, this is great. November the 4th, you've got Heathers.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
Oh, it's a great film, and it's sold out. It's a great film. I've not seen it for years and years, but man, that is a great movie.
And they've just restored it. Arrow have just restored it, so we're playing the restored copy of it as well, which is cool.
Who's the dream booking, Graham? And by the way, dear listener, get pens and papers, because we're going to give out websites and Twitter feeds and stuff in a minute. So if you want to get involved, if you're in Glasgow, if you're near Glasgow, if you're going up to Glasgow, check this out, because honestly, this place looks unique. Who's the dream booking, Graham? Who do you really want?
This is really weird. I was just talking about that to my wife, like literally 20 minutes before you called. So it's a tough question, because I've kind of had my dream guest, realistically.
Yeah.
But if we're talking a dream guest from my perspective, that's different to the Burnt Church perspective.
Yeah, okay.
For me, I'm a big fan of the movie Amelie, and we had Dominic Peen on in April.
Wow.
That was huge for me, because he stayed at my house, and it was really weird and awkward. But if we're talking Burnt Church, who I think everyone collectively would love, and I would love, and the people who helped me would love, Robert Englund, maybe?
Oh, yes. Now, of course, most people are going, oh, Nightmare on Elm Street. Whenever I think of Robert Englund, I think of, I can't remember the character's name, but he was in V.
He's been in quite a lot. He was in, like, 2001 Maniacs as well, which is vastly underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd play Freddy, don't get me wrong, but, yeah, he's damn good.
All right, Graham, listen, we were in Glasgow last week. Had we known, we would have popped in and said hello. Next time we come up, we're going to try and coincide it so that we're up there a weekend. You've got something on. How do people find out more? Where do they go? What's the deal?
Oh, so there's a few things. Like, I'm trying to take a break from social media, but not from Burnt Church social media. So on Facebook, you can just follow Burnt Church Film Club.
Yep.
We update stuff mostly on there. Same with Instagram, Burnt Church Film Club. Instagram is on there as well. You can see, because you can do that highlight thing, so you can see our past guests and future guests and all that rubbish that goes with it. And on Twitter, I think we are just Burnt Church Film. Okay. But BurntChurchFilmClub.com is our official website.
Okay. I'm going to tweet all that. I'll tweet all that during the next news. Hey, Graham, man, listen, if you've got anything coming up that you want to plug, you give us a call. You're chatting to Kath on Twitter, I guess you're chatting?
Yeah, you can just DM me and we'll sort it out.
You want to come on and plug something, man, any time, brother, because stuff like this I think is great. And, kind of small, independent performances and performance venues and things, we need to keep these things alive, and this sounds brilliant.
I agree. And there's a venue in Glasgow right now which we were going to use called the CCA, and it had the trouble with some fire recently, where it's been shut down, and the council aren't helping them. So really, like, a plug for those guys as well. We don't use them; they're not our venue, but like we can't let.
What is going on? Because obviously there was the art school fire.
Yeah.
When we were in Glasgow, maybe this was a while ago. Someone told us about a bar or a restaurant that had been burnt down.
Yeah, the CCA.
Oh, was that it?
We wanted to screen a movie there, like as a one-off, because it's a fabulous venue, and right now Skullorama is happening, which is like a countrywide thing where like it's basically turning like the whole of the UK into like DIY cinemas, which is great. And Glasgow's is this month, and Sean helps collate that with Matchbox Cinema and Skullorama. But the CCA is like a big venue for like clubs like us to be able to facilitate in a real cinema.
Yeah.
The Flying Duck's our home. We always love the Flying Duck. We'll never move. But a lot of other cinema clubs like rely on that, and like the council don't want to. From what I don't know. I don't work for the council, but I believe they're not helping too much.
They want to knock it down and sell it and make money as flats. I don't know the situation or the area, but that's generally what happens in these situations.
And it's like, I mean, it sounds really cheesy, but like I thank you guys for like inviting me on as well, because it takes people to believe in venues like that. Also, it's not just having the idea to putting on a movie. You've actually got to come and promote it as well.
Yeah.
So,
oh no, and we have a lot of good listeners that like like things on the fringe, if you know what I mean. I don't mean that as an insult, but they like things that are a little bit different, a bit niche, and are funded or fueled by passion. And Burnt Church sounds brilliant. Graham, so nice of you to come on tonight, man. We'll speak again.
Anytime. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, mate. What a nice guy. What a great idea. I want to go. He was. They were showing something at the same time that we were on, so we couldn't have gone. But we'll tweet the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, next time we'll plan it better.
Yeah, we will. That was great. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Sandra, for bringing that up. There we go. Anna, stay there. You'll be next. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. I'm just tweeting all of the links and all the things. It was Graham, wasn't it? Yeah,
yes, Graham.
Terrible. Memories are terrible. Thank you, Graham, for that. I've just tweeted all the links. If you are in Glasgow, the thing is, like, we hear all the time about how these small music venues are closing down. You can only go and see people at the O2 and stuff like that. And that is a shame, and we may have missed the boat on most of those, but there's still a few out there. So go and support them. Art centres are struggling. Go and support them. Shows like us, we play tiny venues. We play places like the Bill Murray and the Rondo Theatre in Bath and the Carolina Brunswick in Brighton. These are tiny venues that we're playing, partly because we're not a huge act, and also because it's nice to go and play and support these places. So something like Burnt Church sounds awesome. And maybe I'll kick around the idea again of starting a film club somewhere, because he's kind of inspired me. But go and support it. Let's go to Anna. Good evening, Anna.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, I thought I'd call in because I'm really excited to hear your interview later with Tommy and Greg.
Man alive. Honestly, it is some interview. Tommy's really quiet for the first few minutes, okay, because I think I offended him. So I go straight to Greg, who is very, he's Hollywood. He's very PR, and we talk a lot about the new movie. And then I get Tommy chuckling, and he does the same laugh that he does in The Room. Ah ha ha ha. And it just stops. He does that a lot. And I don't turn to him on the first chuckle. I think like the second or third, I turn to him and go, "So, Tommy," and by that point he's in. He's totally in, and he talks and rambles, and some of the answers are relevant, some of them are completely irrelevant, and it's a joy, Anna. If you like The Room or The Disaster Artist or just passionate eccentrics, I think you're going to love this interview. It's one of my favourite ones I've ever done.
Yeah, I bet it's amazing. Yeah. I've seen them both live twice now, because I've seen a live screening of The Room, and that was another reason why I was calling in as well, because I'd highly recommend seeing a live screening, because it's an amazing experience.
We can't go. They're doing it this week at the Prince Charles. They're doing loads of performances, like generally 2 performances a day. I think on one day they're doing maybe 4 performances, and we can't go. Or the 2 that we could go to are sold out, so we can't make it. You've never seen it, have you, Kat?
No,
I only saw it on Sunday, and you've not seen it.
No. We've
got to do it at some point. It's great.
They show them really regularly. It's on all the time.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm going to
keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
later.
I'm going to. And here's the thing: I thought it was going to be crap. Right, and I thought, all right, after 10 minutes, I'm going to get the joke. But it kind of is crap, but it's really, really well done, because he spent money on it, and he got professional photographer, DOP and lighting, so it looks like a real movie. And that's what makes it so watchable, is it looks like a real movie, but then suddenly you just think, well, this dialogue is really, really bizarre, and this acting in places is atrocious, and the story is nuts. And the whole, breast cancer subplot that doesn't go anywhere. It's just
Exactly.
wonderful.
It just does things that like a normal movie wouldn't do. Like there's a transition scene in the middle of a party scene. And normally a transition scene is, transitioning because they're going somewhere else or a long time has passed. And then at the end, they're just right back in the same scene again.
Yeah,
it's like, what is going on with
They
this
are,
thing?
and also the actor, one of the actors wasn't around for the filming of the second half of the party scene, so he's just replaced by another bloke. There's
this stranger who's like, I'm really worried about our friend group, and it's like, who are you? We've never seen you before.
We've never seen you before. The other guy's gone. Why are you hanging out with the other guy's girlfriend? What? And it's just never explained.
I've got to see this.
Oh, mate, it's brilliant. And that weird kid who wants to watch them having sex and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, how old is he supposed? Is he like 15 or is he 25?
Because I then went on IMDb and apparently Tommy has since said, and here's the joy of Tommy, right? a lot of he's rewritten a lot of history. So he now says that The Room was always a joke. It was always meant to be a joke. It was always meant to be a pastiche. And so he says that now, and you kind of think, all right, I'm going to let you tell that story, but I don't believe a word of it. But if that's how you've rewritten history, that is totally your prerogative. So he now says that this weird kid who keeps coming in with them was like had learning difficulties, but the actor playing that has since said, well, no one told me he had learning difficulties. That was never mentioned to me. It makes sense, but it was never mentioned to the guy playing him. You know, it's a joy. It really is good.
Well, the live screenings are so great because there's so much audience participation.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Well, yeah.
What's all of that?
Have you heard about the spoons?
The what?
Spoons.
No.
So, if you watch the film again, I'm sure you'll watch it many times and pick up on these things. The whole set, they put loads of photos up and they bought them all from, I don't know, like a charity shop or something.
I did hear this. Go on, this is brilliant.
They didn't replace the pictures that were in the frames, and for some reason, all of the photo frames had, like, photos of spoons in them.
Yeah.
So,
and I didn't notice it. I had IMDb open as I'm watching it, and I was like, oh, yeah, they are, right, yeah. Go on, sorry.
Well, in the theatre, whenever there's a shot and you can see a photo of a spoon, everyone throws spoons. And people go to the theatre with, like, bags of plastic spoons. So as soon as a spoon appears, everyone shouts, spoons! And if you're in, like, the front half of the theatre, you just get showered in spoons.
And this is... Go on. Sorry, go on. Carry on.
When you buy your ticket, they warn you as well, you know, no metal spoons, only plastic spoons, and they check on the door. And
this is why I'm so late coming to this. I know, it's the 15th anniversary of the film, and Greg was saying kind of around 2008, he first realised that actually this was taking on a life of its own. But this is what I like about it, that this whole mythology is built around it, and this whole ritual and this whole performance, and you go and see the film, and they're shouting out, and they're cheering, and they're saying the lines, and they're throwing spoons. You know, apparently there's a drinking game you can play where every time Tommy laughs, you take a shot. But believe me, you're going to be pissed 15 minutes into the film. Because he does that all the time. Oh, hi, Mark. I did not hear. Oh, I didn't. I did not hear. Oh, hi, Mark. It's such a great film. And we're going to play the interview after midnight, and then we're going to put it out as a podcast tomorrow. Honestly, it's my favourite interview I've done. Thank you, mate. Cheers for the call. 0344 499 1000. I don't say that very lightly. It's my favourite interview that I can think of. Certainly the favourite of recent times. Wow. I'm going to say one of my favourite ever.
More than Ronnie Spector?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say it because it was just so charming, and the fact that there was an air of synchronicity about it, in that, why would I watch the film on Sunday? That just seemed an odd thing, and my friend Simon was suggesting it, and I was thinking, I don't really fancy it, or we'll watch 10 minutes and then I'll get the joke. And then I said to Simon on Sunday night, I'm going to see if I can get Tommy on the show. He said, oh, you won't. He's all Hollywood now. Come in the next day, just before the show, so, I see if Google Tommy Wiseau. Oh, he's in London? There was just something about it that it was meant to be. Hey, look at that. The switchboard is empty for the first time this evening. You've only got about another 45 minutes to phone in before we play the Tommy and Greg interview. So if you want to do it, now is the time. 0344 499 1000. Cost you pennies, probably free. You'll speak to Sam. He will take your name and number and give you a call back. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I know we don't really do Trump, but his you heard the two things he said about Hurricane Maria. That's the current hurricane, isn't it?
I haven't heard what he said. I've seen the reaction. What's he said?
He said two things. The first one is, I wonder if I can find the clip of it. Hang on a second. 0344 499 1000. Donald Trump, Hurricane Maria description. I can't find it. But he says his description of it is, it's very wet. That's it. It's very wet. Right. And the other thing is, Trump is claiming... So 3,000 Americans in Puerto Rico have been killed by Hurricane Maria.
Right.
Trump says that's not true. Right? They're saying that to make him look bad. He's saying that they also factored in... Well, let's see if I can find. Let's see if we can find the clip.
So how's it to the White House now, where after days of calling the federal response to Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico an incredible success,
this is great,
and even underappreciated, President Trump is now denying the official death toll. In fact, he's gone beyond denying it. He's claimed that this is all a ploy by Democrats. CNN's Abby Phillip joins me now with the latest. Abby, good morning.
Well, good morning, Erica. This is for President Trump an escalation in the rhetoric around this issue that we know for several days now. He's been saying that he believes that Hurricane Maria was an unsung success for the federal government, that they did everything that they could. And now he's saying that these claims that there might have been more people dying as a result of this storm are all part of what he called done by Democrats in order to make me look bad.
Right. So this guy is nuts, right? To take 3,000 people died. He's going, no. The opposition is saying that to make me look bad. We did a great job.
How has he made this about himself?
Okay, we carry on. Here we go. Carry on.
Look as bad as possible when I was successfully raising billions of dollars to help Puerto Rico. The president also claims that when people died of old age, that was counted in the death toll. But that is not true.
So his reasoning is, this is it. This was done. This is a tweet, obviously. This was done by the Democrats in order to make me look as bad as possible when I was successfully raising billions of dollars to help rebuild Puerto Rico. If a person died for any reason, like old age, just add them onto the list. So he's saying that people that would have died naturally at that point anyway, because they're old, they've just been bundled into the 3,000 to make him look bad. He's their president. And that's what he's saying.
Sure, Don, he sounds legit.
Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful? Imagine, Theresa, there's a natural... We don't get things quite as big as that, but there's like a huge car crash or, a lot of people die at something. Hundreds of people die. And Theresa May's going, no. That's not hundreds of people. They've just included people in the area that died of natural causes to make me look bad.
Incredible.
That is nuts. And yet people will still go, he's a great president. He's a dickhead! It's my political statement for the night.
Here's the thing, right? He's like a kid. He cannot accept that maybe he's not brilliant at everything. So he scratches around for an excuse as to why people are saying that he might not be brilliant at everything.
I thought that was such a great line. Yeah, what they've done is they've included old people that died as well, just to make me look bad.
They're just jealous of me. They're making stuff up.
Let's go to Andy. Good evening, Andy.
Hey, Ian, how you doing? You all right?
Flippin' heck, what's going on with you, Andy?
I know, I'm full of cold.
This is disgusting.
Really not well at all.
Oh, this is horrible. I'm taking my
you're full of phlegm.
I'm taking my headphones off and listening from a distance. He sounds like a dirty caller.
Oh, he's riddled.
So listen, I'm going to make it a really quick call.
Please do, mate.
But I just wanted to say, I heard you wobble last night and I saw you tweet today. And I just wanted to send you lots of love, man.
Oh, hearing a man talking like Phyllis from Coronation Street, sending me lots of love. That is I know it's coming from a good place, Andy, but it sounds like it's coming from your bad place.
Well, listen, I'll let it come from wherever you want it to come, okay?
We're flirting.
Listen, look after yourself.
Thank you, buddy.
There's lots and lots of people who love you and care about you.
Thank you.
So,
And they're mostly weirdos.
I know one of them who loves and cares for me. Stay there, Andy. Evening, Carol.
Hello, Ian. I'm glad you're a bit more chirpy today.
Yes, Carol.
Sleep deprivated.
Oh, Carol, I am but a fool. Don't ever leave me, though you treat me cruel.
You have no idea how many times I've heard that sang at me.
Well, then hang on a minute. There's got to be another Carol song. Hang on. Let's go. Andy, do you know any other Carol songs?
There's not many.
Christmas carols.
Okay, Christmas carols. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's when I get people realise I'm alive.
I can only think of Hey Carol Ann.
Well, Carol Ann. You're not a Carol Ann, are you, Carol?
No, I'm a proper Caroline.
You're not Caroline, are you?
Or no. Carolina.
I've got loads of Carolines.
No. All it is I'm just a fool.
It's got 0344 499 1... Hang on a second. I might have found something. Hang on. Here we go.
Well, your hips were swinging and your jeans were clinging. You were driving
fellowship find. Hang on.
So full on, oh, you tossed your hair off your shoulders, you turned and you looked my
Is this
way.
Flemmy Andy singing?
This is Andy's new single.
Live if I said what I wanted to say.
Shut up, you weirdo! That's horrible. Here we go.
All the right words, and that's all right by me. Oh, Carol.
Hey!
We got there in the end. That was
Nice.
Oh, that's a, God, I remember that one now. You just played it because what I thought, oh, is this a bit fed up?
Yeah.
I'll ring in because I was telling my favourite blonde joke because that chick.
Your favourite what joke?
Blonde joke.
Blonde joke. Okay, fine. Let's probably
know,
have...
there's a
Getting ready to press the dump
like
button. Yeah, but go on.
It's just any blonde lady. I'm a blonde, as you know.
Okay.
And I'm like a proper blonde. I've got a blonde personality, if you haven't already guessed.
Yeah.
Because proper blondes have blonde personalities.
I'm glad you stuck around for this, aren't you, Andy?
Oh, overjoyed.
Hang on a second.
Oh, Carol.
There we go.
Better than the other one, Neil Sedaka. It's a bit troll.
There's
It's
three songs with carols.
We've
We've got 3 songs with Carol in there. But anyway.
Oh, thank you. Can you send me
A tape of them?
CD
Yeah, sure.
with them on?
No.
What, a mixtape?
Ian, Carol.
Yes, Andy.
Do you remember when, like, there were Lonely Hearts columns?
Yes.
In the back of newspapers?
Rich businessman looking for Chinese lady to travel the world and have sex with. That's that kind of thing, doesn't it?
And
Yeah.
it was PO boxes like that, and you used to call a 089 number and leave a message, and then you'd listen into it. Well, Carol, confession time. Whenever I hear your voice on the radio, I just imagine I'm calling my PO box.
Not sure how to take that, Carol.
And PO stands for pervert on.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
I'll bring them on.
Yeah, okay.
I don't mind.
Well, I think Andy's probably not...
Taken out of me all my life. You can't say anything to
Andy's
me.
or you're probably not Andy's type.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
I need some nightmares, Carol. Have you got any?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Listen, are you going to let me speak, or are you just going to ramble on?
Fair play. She's got
I've got a cat to feed.
Yeah, shut up, Andy.
Now, when you say you got to feed your cat, is that a euphemism?
No, it's my cat. She's murdering me.
Okay.
I told you on Monday I had another a mouse in.
Yeah.
I don't tell anything that's not completely truthful.
Okay,
because random things happen to me all the time.
Yes. Lex.
Anyway.
Yes.
There was one thing I remembered today.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what my day today was. It wasn't even good enough to be shit.
Okay.
Oh, yes!
Catherine stood up. That means you said something very, very funny. Well, let's hear your blonde joke, Carol, as it is.
Okay.
It is 1993, so let's hear it.
Right, quick plug for Neil Diamond. Crackling Rosie was one of the 2 first singles I ever bought.
Do you know what it's about?
And it's about the fellas that got no women, because it's a nice bottle of...
Cheap bottle of wine.
Isn't it?
Cheap bottle of wine.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
let's hear this blonde joke, Carol.
So anyway,
before I lose the will
are
to
you
live.
ready for this?
Yes, we are. Yes, hence me asking
you
for it
might
3
know
times.
it already. What happens if you know it?
We'll clap
Not
our
gonna
hands.
work, is it?
No.
Is it about the 3... somebody might be listening that don't know it.
Just say
listening now.
Anyway.
Just say it,
Right.
please.
You ready?
You ready, Andy?
3...
I'm ready. I'm braced.
You ready, Kath?
Brace for this.
No.
3 blonde girls walking through the forest,
Yes.
and they come across some tracks.
Uh-oh.
And the first one says, I reckon them's deer tracks, you know.
Yeah.
And the second one says, no, you're not right there. They're fox tracks.
Oh, God.
And the third one
scared.
says, no, you're both wrong. They're rabbit tracks. And they were still arguing when the train hit up.
Oh, okay. I get it. That's quite... Andy likes that. Kath doesn't get it.
I do.
Okay. That's actually
I'm
quite...
a bit worried about them. Did they get picked up or?
I think they were killed.
Oh, God.
So she's what Carol has done is told us a very sad story of three women being killed by a train.
Well, they were only blondes. They weren't as...
Oh, there's loads more. It's fine.
Carol, thank you for that.
Did that cheer you up?
It certainly did. It cheered me up that it wasn't offensive enough for me to lose my job. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, ask me one day what the story about me. The first time I went to work in London, and the escalator story.
Oh, we've got time for it now.
Can we not hear it now, Carol?
I don't know.
Are you busy?
Right, we can, but we'll come back in a second, because I'm the only one that's a professional here, and we're late for the adverts. But we'll hear Carol's escalator story. I think I've just got a feeling it's actually going to be quite unpleasant. I've just got a feeling it's going to be quite unpleasant, and you're going to regret asking for it now. I was holding back. You asked for it, Kath, so you're going to get it.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Just had a cheeky email. Let me read this email, and can you guess what my reply was? And I sent a reply during that break from someone called Nicole. Hello, Iain. I'm writing on behalf of Dr. Kenneth Womack, author of the new 2-part biography on Beatles producer George Martin.
Oh.
Ken will be in the UK as part of his book tour. I was wondering if you might have...
I already know the answer.
Having him as a guest on your show.
Yes, please.
Also, we can send you a copy of the book. Yes, please.
Yes.
What a thrill.
No, the correct answer is 2, please.
I've just replied, we'd love it. Of course we would. The biography of George Martin? Oh, I'll pick his brains apart. Also, remind me, after midnight, we'll play... I've been sent the new They Might Be Giant single. Not heard it? We'll play it after midnight.
How cool.
And I might have blagged us some tickets to go and see him at the Barbican in March.
Ding dong.
There we go. And also, can I just throw a little cat amongst the pigeons?
Go on.
You don't know this. Coming soon. Coming real soon, guys. This is just sort of... So I've got a cat. There's some pigeons. I'm going to throw it at them, then I'm going to walk away.
Bit cruel, mate.
Yeah, a little bit cruel. Coming soon, you'll be able to watch this show on YouTube. Right, where were we?
Whoa, says who?
We were with...
I haven't signed off on that.
No, we'll be able to watch this show on YouTube. We were speaking to Andy and Carol. Good evening. Why did we go?
Hello, my gorgeous people.
Andy, you sodded off for the advert.
Yes. Andy's become very flamboyant over the...
I have.
Your voice...
always do that for me, though.
Your voice is loosening up. Have you tried a balm or something?
I've just sucked a fisherman's friend.
Thank you very much indeed. Carol, now I've got a feeling this story's not going to be very pleasant, but you guys asked for it. I hesitated. Carol, let's hear your story about your first day at work on an escalator.
I've got sent, when I was about 17...
It's going to be such an unpleasant story, guys.
In London,
yep.
Right, for 6 weeks.
It'll be horrible.
Right. No, it's not. It's just funny.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
yeah.
This was like back in the distant past.
Is there a gusset involved?
I only remembered it because my friend who sends me all the blonde jokes sent me a picture of a blonde girl walking up the down escalator.
Oh, yeah.
And I put underneath, how did you know? And what happened was, my first day I had to get to High Holborn.
Yes.
From where I was staying.
Yes.
And so anyway, I'm on the train, and I thought, they're a bit grumpy in London, aren't they? They're always got a pouty face and everything.
Yeah.
So I found that I had to change the underground train.
Yes.
And so, anyway...
We finish at 1 o'clock tonight, Carol, just to flag that up.
Then. Well, you see, it's your fault. You wanted to know.
I didn't. I literally didn't. Catherine and Andy did.
It's my fault.
It's Catherine and Andy's fault.
I'm still wanting to know what it is.
I was at the station, changing trains on the underground, and I accidentally walked up the down escalator.
Up the down escalators. Yes.
Right.
And what's the funny bit?
I thought, these people in London, they're quite friendly, actually, because everybody was going on the other escalator, was smiling.
Yeah.
And people stopped running past because I was in the way, because I didn't know you had to stand on the side of an escalator on the left-hand side. I didn't know that. So I was just ambling along there like you do.
Yeah.
And I accidentally went up, walked up a down escalator, and I didn't notice till I got off the top, and I thought, why are these people getting off in a different... Why are there people at the top? I was on the mat, I thought... Why are people going downwards on this escalator? It's an up escalator.
Because you've done it wrong.
And then I thought, oh, Carol, yes, so you've just come up the wrong way. Bloody idiot. But it's so crowded in it on the underground. And I'm only 5 foot tall. I couldn't see.
You should have been sat upside down on a sofa, Carol. That's what you need to do.
To have a lie down.
You don't know how to use chairs or escalators. You're a nightmare. Carol, it's a pleasure. Andy, I blame that on you. 03444991000. Good evening, Giselle.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Kath.
Hello, Giselle.
I've just got to say, that escalated slowly.
How you doing, Giselle?
I'm okay. That was a really bad pun, Kathleen.
I had to say it. It was there. It popped out.
Listen, she's my mate, Giselle, and I knew that it was a stinker. That's why I just moved straight on. I was trying to save her. You've drawn attention to it. I'm now drawing attention to it. Kath is cancelled. In the Twitter parlance, Kath is cancelled. What can we do for you this evening, Giselle?
Well, funny you should ask. I know you're not a request show, and if I wasn't a request show and I was in charge of the desk, I would be like, why do we have people calling up asking for songs? Because I'd play what the blimmin' heck I want.
Yes.
However, I was wondering if there was any chance of Littlest Hobo tonight.
Do you know, I don't know where I've not seen that for ages. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Where the hell did I put Littlest Hobo? Do you know, I haven't seen that for such a long time.
I love my fags.
Banana.
Did you or didn't you?
Hi, I'm Gene Simmons. And I'm Paul Stanley. And
No. It's looking... Let's see if it's in my iTunes. Littlest... this is the wrong version, I think. Hang on. Oh, no, I haven't got it. The answer to that... This isn't it. This is a different version.
Sounds like a funny remix.
there's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road.
That's not it. The answer to that question is a resounding no. But,
well, he's just trying to make a fashion statement.
Jack Russell.
Boom, 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 boom.
We don't want to go from a sleazy country to a slutty country.
Where is it? The answer to that question, Giselle, is no, but I'll have a look through it during the news.
Okay, and maybe tomorrow?
Hey! Now that was a bad pun.
Cancelled.
03444991000. Sean and G, stay there. Come to the bit. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making
I
you
got
talk.
handed an Ayn Rand sandwich straight from the can. It tasted so bland. I asked a lass to pass me a glass of Engel's Conditions of the Working Class. Right away they dragged me to the committee to explain my un-American activity. They're gonna see they made a mistake if they'd only let me play my mixtape. I'm not partial to the marshal or the plutocrats in their beaver hats and the fascist happy outfits, but I don't care for the outfits. What I care about is music, and the communists have the music. I hear a melody, and just as suddenly I know who I'm supposed to be. I don't need a rationale to sing the International. I only need to plug in the headphone jack so I can listen to my backing track. I'm not jealous of the zealous or anarchics with guitar picks and a fashion outfit outfits, but I don't care for the outfits. What I care about is music, and the communists have the music. Yes, the communists have the music. Oh, the communists have the music. I hear a melody
New single from They Might Be Giants. And the great line at the end, first time I've heard that, the fascists have the outfits, but I don't care about the outfits. What I care about is the music, and the communists have the music. That is great. How do they keep doing that stuff? Where's the they sent me the blurb. But the blurb is impressive. They just released their 20th album, and they've been going for 35 years. 35 years, and they're still churning out pop, fresh-sounding pop. Love it. Good evening, Sean.
Ian, how you doing?
I'm all right. Just to flag up again, Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero coming on the show in about 15 minutes' time, guys. It really is. It's my favourite interview I think I've done in a long, long time. So stay tuned. I'm good, thank you, man. What have you got for us?
Well, I just wanted to phone and congratulate you for pulling off the interview. Superb. I can't wait. It's going to be great stuff.
Honestly, I think I wasn't... Because a lot of people yesterday were going, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be legendary. And I'm thinking, do you know what? It might not be, because not everyone plays the game. And you know, they're not going to be like the two people in the movie. Tommy's exactly like the guy in the movie. Honestly, it is. When you'll hear him chuckle in the background. As soon as I heard the first chuckle, I thought we're in. This is. It's a thrill. I think you're going to dig it, man. Go on. What you got?
For sure. Well, hello, Kath. By the way, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I mean, I called you the other night. I don't know if you remember. I'm on holiday. I was down in Wales. Now I'm in Blackpool tonight. Actually, I'm on my way home now. So last leg of the holiday.
Beautiful. I really fancy a night in Blackpool, a couple of nights in Blackpool. Kath raised her eyebrows there. She's dissing a region. I would never do that.
No, it's just that I mean, Southerners love Blackpool. People who are not from anywhere near Blackpool love it. I used to get taken there all the time.
I fancy maybe... I'm thinking of maybe taking a week off in November.
Right.
To get ready for the Christmas push. Just because I had a little breakdown on air. Yes, not breakdown, but yesterday I kind of crashed a bit, and I think, well, maybe I
heard about that.
Yeah,
sorry, I missed it. Actually, well, I'm not sorry I missed it.
You wouldn't really have heard it.
It was a great bit of radio just for doing the show, and it suddenly went a bit weird. And then we played the bed music for about 5 minutes, and then an interview from 18 months ago kicked in. But as a listener, that stuff thrills me. But I'm just thinking, I want to take a week off and just but I'm thinking of maybe going to like a seaside resort in November.
Right. Well,
oh my God, really? If you're not feeling too.
Wind,
Yeah, the howling wind.
I think that's the most depressing idea I've ever heard.
Well, you're an idiot.
Okay.
You're an idiot.
Get back to me in November.
I will do. I think it'll be great, don't you, Sean?
Well, you'd have to pack a decent sou'wester, I think.
Yeah. I've got a cagoule, don't worry.
But anyway, Blackpool aside, just wanted to call you and mention Donald Trump and how disgusting he is as an individual. And this thing with the Salisbury 2 and it's just Putin's taking a leaf out of his page, or a page out of his leaf, whatever.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying?
Well,
absolutely disgusting. What kind of a world are we living in where people like Trump can get away with what he's getting away with?
I just think it's so incredible that the death toll that has been published is fake news from the Democrats. Please. They've included people that died of old age.
I'm actually physically feeling sick in that recounting.
You don't let go of the sickness, Sean. You have to laugh because it's so obscenely offensive and disrespectful to those people.
You know what? I'll probably miss him when he's gone because he is constant entertainment. I'll give him that.
Are you threatening to kill the President of the United States of America? Here's a question, and it sounds like a flippant one. It's genuine. If you had a time machine, would you go back and kill baby Trump?
No.
So you want this to happen then?
No.
You want this to happen?
Not at all.
Well, you've got the choice. I've given you a time machine, and you refuse to go and do the deed. So you're happy with the situation we have. So it's your fault, Sean.
I'm happy with it, but I am kind of enjoying it. I have to admit, it's a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I have to confess. My son and daughter are they think I've kind of lost the plot because I'm so interested.
They support Trump.
How can you not be interested when it's so diabolical? The guy is just hideous on every single front.
Oh, it's outrageous. And I don't really care. I don't really care about Brexit. I don't really care about Trump. I don't care about either. But so I don't really follow Trump. But every now and then when something like that comes up, if I'm listening to a bit of James O'Brien or a bit of Radio 4, and it just, when a line like that floats out, you just think, it's so beautiful. And the thing is that people that support Trump will go, yeah, he's right. He's right, of course. This is a mainstream media push to make him look bad. It's great. These are the best times to be alive.
Oh, you couldn't be more right, I have to say. And as I say, when it ends, I'll be sorry in a way, but end it will. You can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Anyway, forget about Trump, forget about Salisbury 2. That is totally ridiculous, though. Yeah. But another couple of things, just a quick couple of stuff.
Yeah.
Vaping, I have to agree, is definitely an insidious act that's being perpetrated on the people. Personal number plates, hate those guys.
This guy's going through our entire career.
Yes.
Yes,
I've fallen down a well. I've never been attacked by an owl, Ian, but I sympathise. Yes, he's going to do the whole thing. I love it. This is great summary of our career.
He's thorough.
No, but you get where I'm going, though. There's so many things. I've got a few things listening to. I'm not going to take up all the space because I know the interview's coming up and I don't want to miss it. I'm going to be listening very hard on that because it will be fun.
Yeah.
But another couple of things for you. Welsh sheep do not talk Scottish. I tried this.
Did you try and speak to them?
Yeah. I do at home, you know. Goats as well. They're pretty responsive.
And do the Scottish sheep definitely reply?
Oh, absolutely. You can have a full-on dialogue with a Scottish sheep, but with a Welsh sheep, they just look at you like
Isn't
you're
that funny? Because the Welsh sheep, when I was there last, they spoke to me, so they understood the English accent.
They started.
Well, that's interesting.
But they don't understand the Scottish accent. Isn't that funny?
Well,
like most normal people.
I was trying to anglicise my accent, but they weren't having it. They just looked at me as if I was dumb.
I love it. I love it when you say something and you get a reaction from them. It's like, I'm Dr. Dolittle. I really can talk to the animals.
Well, normally that is the case with sheep, but not in Wales. I can guarantee.
Get over it, sucker. They didn't like you.
That's what it is. The only other one thing I'll mention, and then I'll get off here for sure, is the policy of giving names to Islamic fundamentalist assassins. Yeah. I wish the media wouldn't do that. I know they have to, but, why do they do that?
That wasn't one of mine, was it? Was there that going? You mean like
6 months ago?
This is a totally fresh one for you.
You mean like the Beatles and Jihadi John and all of that?
Yeah, why did they do that? I absolutely abhor
Or do you mean when they say the person's real name?
Both.
Right,
I think both of these instances, these people should be referred to as Mr. X.
Yeah.
Why give them that
cool
extra
name,
bit
though.
of...
Mr. X is a cool name.
Well, yeah. Everything would be better than the real name.
I definitely disagree with the Jihadi John and all of that, and I refuse to do that because I just thought, well, you're making them sound like fun, lovable characters, and also you're disrespecting the greatest rock and roll band in the world. But I thought, no, that's not... These are barbaric murderers. Let's not, make light of it. And, also in the news stories, I was surprised when they were talking about the inquiry of the Westminster Bridge attack.
Oh,
they named the arsehole that drove the car, and I just thought, no, that feels to me inappropriate because we don't want to remember him. We want to remember his murderous acts, but not him.
I would much prefer arsehole A. Because
my wife was reporting on that. It would be a funny. She did do that, But you're right because we don't want to celebrate their name or commemorate their name.
You're just giving oxygen to their stuff, know. And I just find the whole thing absolutely sickening to the core of myself.
Okay, well, arsehole X, I'm cutting you off now. Thank you very much indeed. The 3:20 break. That's the first break I've got to hit. Okay, right. We've got doing things slightly different. It always confuses me because I'm an idiot. Speaking of idiots, good evening, G. That was smooth.
Morning,
it was cruel, but it was smooth.
That actually threw me.
If you're on speakerphone, I'm going to come and kill you.
Oh, God.
I'm not. I'm in my bathroom.
If I hear a plop or a flush...
There will be no plop, there will be no flush, other than you cutting me off.
Okay. Right, what you got for us?
Have you... I actually had something that I wanted to say, and then I kind of lost my nerve a little. Have you ever gone in to do something and lost your nerve completely after...
Sex.
Like 30 seconds?
Sex.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean? Like loads of times? Of course I have, loads of times.
I just mean anything at all. Just sex.
No, but sex definitely. Loads of things. I've come into the show with ideas before, and then sat here and thought, actually, I don't know if I've got the guts to do it, and bottled it. Going in and think, right, I'm going to confront someone, and loads of times, of course.
Isn't it a weird experience?
It is weird being a pussy, and that's what we are. Gee, you and me, we're pussies, and we need to accept that. Why? What were you going to do? Say something to me.
Fight
me.
I did this whole
Challenge me to a fight.
My head for Carol, and I lost my nerve 20 seconds after I'd thought about it, because I thought, nah, it's a bit crass, it's a bit stupid.
Are you self-censorship? This is great.
Yeah, we've made a breakthrough.
This is a breakthrough, G. Self-censorship. Here's the thing.
You know me,
you've probably done the right
poet
thing.
in the world, the greatest poet that never lived.
You've probably done the right thing, buddy. Pat yourself on the back. Thanks for the call, you weirdo. It's appreciated, G. You're a good sport. Thank you, man. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Did you have a story earlier on, or did I dream there was a story?
No. We did it. We appalled Ken, which is all I live to do.
Do you recognise this young lady?
Yes, I do.
Go on.
Is it Megan Lawrence?
No, it's Josie Russell. Megan Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Megan Lawrence?
I don't know.
Josie Russell.
Yes, I did. That was who I was going for.
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't
just
have
the wrong
recognised
name.
her. But
I don't think she's changed at all.
She hasn't. Now that I've seen it, she's in a lot of the papers, and she was on Lorraine. I think Lorraine gets some really good guests, and Lorraine's lovely. She's a really human person.
Yeah.
That is not too stupid a thing to say.
She's the one you'd want to talk to if you want to tell that kind of human interest story.
Yeah, and there we go. It's on the front page of the Times. It's in loads of the papers. Now, the name. Some of you are going, Josie Russell. Some of you were too young to remember it, and some of you will get it straight away. It was. She was involved in a really horrific murder. Read this. Age just 9. This is horrific, okay? So you might want to switch off for a minute, okay? Okay. Age just 9, she was left for dead in the sickening hammer attack in which her mum and sister, Lynn and Megan Russell, were murdered on a sunny country lane. I remember it so well. 22 years on. So I was 23. I remember it so well. Such a horrific story. 22 years on, Josie Russell's smile shows she's at peace as she and her fiancé plan their future in the home she once shared. It says it with the tragic pair. It's a little bit of a dark sentence, I'd say, that she shared with her mum and her sister. Josie, 31, survived with horrific injuries after killer Michael Stone bound and there goes. We don't need to go into the details of what happened. I couldn't remember if they caught the guy or not. But it was such a big story at the time, and it was horrendous. And she was nearly died as well. Yeah. She got hit in the back of the head with a hammer and was really sick. And then came around and got better. And I just thought that was, I thought it was just really interesting. I don't want to say lovely, because I don't want to take away from the horrors that she went through and the horrific thing that happened. But it's nice to see that, certainly for the length of that interview at the very least, who knows what's going on in people's lives, but the length of that interview, she seemed to be at peace, and that she's getting married, and that she's alive and she's cool and stuff. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know.
But they're focusing on the fact that she's living in the family home. But
yeah, they're making that the story, and I think the story is survival. A young woman, a kid, has grown into a delightful young woman, it would seem, who is happy and is loved and is able to enjoy a healthy relationship and is getting married.
Yeah.
That's the story. Someone who should have died is a survivor and is in love and is happy.
She was questioned about the house. She said, well, I was happy there.
Yeah.
Of course she was.
What happened to... I don't even want to know what happened to the guy. I don't want to know what happened to that scumbag. But I just thought that was interesting. Don't call in, guys. Please don't call in, because we're going to play the Tommy Wiseau interview in a bit. Don't forget. Oh, I'll tell you what we can say. I was thinking what we're going to do. The podcasts. The latest Rabbit Hole podcast is up, which is a show that Catherine and I do. We went to Scotland recently, did 2 shows in Edinburgh and 2 shows in Glasgow. The first Edinburgh show is up. Filthy.
Oh, my God.
It was funny, though. It was weird because it was 4:00 in the afternoon, the show. Which
it was quite light in the room as well.
And it was light.
It?
The Glasgow show was also at 4, but it was dark. You were downstairs in a basement, and there were no windows, and it was dark, and there were candles, and it was easier to kind of create a vibe. But in Edinburgh, there was light coming in. But still funny shows, man. And it was really, really nice to be there. We're looking at going to Glasgow again in March. And I need to sort out some dates. I'm just so busy with everything else at the moment, with life. But one day next week, I've got a free day, and I'm going to look at booking in some more dates for the Rabbit Hole. But what I'm saying is, if you want to go and listen to the Edinburgh show, there's probably about 60 episodes of the Rabbit Hole now, or thereabouts.
62.
62. Go and catch up. You can catch up by going to iTunes. It's on Acast or your usual podcast providers, as are the podcasts from this show. And we put out a best of every night. And if we have a guest, we put the guest out as well as a separate podcast. So go in, and if you like them, subscribe, share and rate and all of that kind of cool stuff. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
You've got to listen to Paul Ross at 1 o'clock. He's got the dude, and I saw these pictures. Have you seen these pictures in the paper? He's got the dude on that, maybe it's in the mail, that has done a sculpture, a wooden sculpture of Arnold Schwarzenegger from a tree.
No, I haven't seen it.
That is incredible. There's the tree.
Wow,
there's the thing. It's brilliant.
It looks like him.
Yeah, and I've just seen the tweet. Paul's got him on. That's going to be great, man. I saw that and I thought that was brilliant. It's great, from a trunk of a tree, and he's carved really, really good Arnold Schwarzenegger out of it. And Paul's got him on the show later on, which is going to be so well worth listening to at 1 o'clock, as per usual. Okay, I don't want to say too much about this interview, because what I always do is I record little bits before the interview, kind of setting up the interview, but then I forget what I've recorded, so when I introduce it in the studio, I say everything that is in the intro to the thing. And now you, Catherine, you produced it and edited it, so you know what I said, 'cause you must have listened to it all, yeah? So what did I say?
Well, we find our hero in the streets of London.
I know for a fact that she didn't listen to it all.
I did.
You didn't. Well, the whole thing is about 40 minutes long, and you did not listen. You did not have your headphones on for 40 minutes long.
I speed listened.
Be warned. Be warned. Okay, I was wandering around London for a while before I went to I was early, and I'm not going to say what it is now, but I come across that's a terrible choice of phrase, actually. I see something happening in the street that should only happen in locked bathrooms and teenage bedrooms, and I see an old man doing it.
Oh.
And then I thought, well, I might use that as my opening line.
What could possibly go wrong?
Into the interview. It's the line that nearly killed the interview. This is a thrill. Tommy Wiseau, Greg Sestero, I got to meet them. I only saw the room on Sunday. I think you're going to enjoy this. Well, this is an exciting day. I'm walking through central London. You can hear the sounds of children being murdered in the background. It's an horrific sound, but something that people who live and work in London on a daily basis certainly get used to hearing. Very, very exciting. I'm off to meet Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. Some of you will know who that is. Some of you will have seen either The Disaster Artist, the film that came out earlier this year, I guess, starring James Franco. You shut up, kids! That was based on a book by Greg about his time working with Tommy Wiseau on a movie. Oh, I can't do this here. Let me go somewhere quieter. Hang on, this is too loud. It's kids. Too bloody loud. OK, I've come to somewhere a lot quieter. It's an underground car park where famously, actually, a little bit of London trivia, Jack the Ripper would come and behead the sex workers here. He would devour their remains here. Come here because it's a little bit quieter and I can explain what I'm doing. Also, this is where I've parked my car, and I'm using Catherine's digital recorder because I broke mine in Glasgow. And Catherine, of course, had given me a digital recorder where the battery is almost flat. So I've got to see... Stitched up by a mate, you see. And lucky I checked that because I'm a professional, so I've got to see if I've got the battery... OK, I've got a battery here. So let's see if we can do this intro before the battery dies. So yes, Tommy Wiseau, auteur, movie maker, and his friend Greg Sestero. Got to try and remember to say... Right. Well, the battery just got hit by a barrier. Almost hit by a barrier. Fake news. Well, the battery, I don't think caught that, so... Let's try again, shall we? So, Tommy Wiseau makes this movie, The Room, funds it himself, costs around $6 million. No one knows where the money came from. No one knows where he's from. I'm really out of breath. Right, breath regained, car park left, battery changed. Let's crack on with this. So, I'm in central London today, home of the Queen and video games. I think, is HMV still a thing? And I'm off to go and see Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero, who made a movie in 2003 called The Room, which you guys are an intelligent bunch. You're kind of a culty bunch. A lot of you will have seen it. I was aware of it for a long time, but never got round to seeing it because I thought, well, why would I want to watch a crap film? You know, it's famously bad. But I saw The Disaster Artist when it came out and thought that was kind of cool. And then at the weekend, my mate was over and we got talking about Tommy Wiseau, and he hadn't seen The Disaster Artist and I hadn't seen The Room, and we kind of decided to fill in each other's blanks, if you will. That sounded inappropriate, and I don't mean it to. But, jeez, people. So we watched The Room. And I loved it. I was kind of thinking, well, I'll give it 10 minutes and we'll see how we get on. But actually, I thought it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was funny. Thought I can see why it's become such a big cult. There's some great line, very, very quotable movie. And I said to Simon on Sunday evening, let's see if I can get Tommy Wiseau on the show. I want this guy on my show. So the next night at work, I'm Googling and... go to Tommy's Twitter feed. First tweet is, I'm in London. Did a bit of research, and it turns out that him and Greg are over here to talk about the new movie and to do some screenings of The Room at the Prince Charles Cinema. What are the chances? There then followed a flurry of tweets and emails that have led to me being in central London today, Thursday, to meet Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. Should be a lot of fun. Sestero. Gee, say his name properly, man. Well, there's something you don't see every day, and I think this is a typically London sight. There's a man lying on the pavement, masturbating. Real life, real London. He certainly is proper busy. He's fair play to him, though. He's not being vulgar. He's got his shorts on. He's doing it in his shorts. And that's great. That means that kids can freely walk along here and not be offended. So just to remind you, on my way to see Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero, I saw a man masturbating, and he's just finished now. So that's great news. Right, on we go. Well, I've recovered from the horny shock, and you know, I'm really early. But what I normally do is I wander around for ages and get all sweaty and flustered, and then somehow still rock up late. So I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm going to go in early. I mean, I'm like half an hour early. And see what happens. So we're at Lionsgate Films. It's kind of around Mortimer Street, which is kind of like the British Hollywood. Someone's wearing a very nice fragrance. There we go. Lady with a skateboard. Grown woman. Actual grown adult woman with a skateboard. In the reception. Crazy. See what happens. Having a
having a lot of fun here at the reception. You don't really need to hear this bit. You don't need to hear this bit, do you? No, I'll stop this. Stop this now. It's Tommy and Greg.
Yeah, hi.
Nice to meet you, brother. How are you doing, man?
How are you? Good to see you.
Lovely to see you. Let me switch this phone off.
Where's best for you?
I will sit here and I'll kind of lean over.
Whatever you decide.
Cool. I mean, we can rearrange if you need.
Sure. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to lean over you if you don't mind, guys.
Like a water, a tea.
A water would be lovely.
Yeah.
Still water would be fantastic. It's nice to meet you guys. Shall we crack on?
Sure. Whatever.
I'm a little bit. I've got to be honest. Are you aware of the band? Greg, are you aware of the band Love? From the 60s, the band Love, the group.
I've heard of them.
When you've got a beard, you really look like Brian McLean from Love, the guitarist. Okay. A lot.
Yeah.
When I was watching your new film last night, I was thinking, that's Brian McLean. It's incredible. If they ever make a biopic of him, it's a niche market. I'm a little bit thrown because as I was coming in, I saw a guy masturbating on the street. This is not even a joke.
Yeah, let's just go to it. Let's just don't go there.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, let's just don't use a vulgar language. Just go to the point.
Exactly. Let's get to the point.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about the new film first of all.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, 15 years since The Room. What took you guys so long to make another movie together?
I mean, so Tommy had mentioned several times, like, why don't you do something? Why don't we make a new project? Why don't you take the initiative?
Yeah.
And so for so long, I didn't know how to process the whole thing. You know, The Room has been like this evolution of starting out, you know, you don't think it's going to go anywhere, and then little by little, it's like showing all around the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so I wrote the book first. You know, I wanted to tell the story, but it was a couple years ago. I started writing the script, and it was based on this road trip we took. And I just had that passion of wanting to go out and make a film.
Yeah.
I think with the experience I had with The Room and writing the book, you know, the Disaster Artist movie coming together, it was just like kind of awoke that passion that I wanted to try again. So
the new film is it's beautiful. It's slow, which I like. You know, a lot of films it's bang, 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 and this just kind of takes its time. And you say it's based on a road trip. So how much of it is happened, and how much of it is is beautiful Hollywood, sugar put on top?
I mean, it's, you know, a lot of our friendship has been 20 years. There's a lot of experiences, strange, funny, that kind of bled into the film.
Yeah.
And yeah, the road trip we took years ago up the California coast, in which Tommy thought I was up, you know, I was plotting to do something to him, which I wasn't. But it's just
did he? You actually thought he was going to murder you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It became kind of this joke that we had talked about.
It was a joke, but I was just teasing. I was not serious, but, you know, within the best friend, he has everything. Like, we play basketball. Nothing to do with the room, because people get confused, you know? So it's a lot of element you have. Like we actually experience, you know, real life, little store, and also you can talk about teeth, no?
Yeah. So it was kind of a mix of things. Like I think a lot of times people make movies, they want to get into movies because they're inspired by other things, and I loved Drive and Nightcrawler and Breaking Bad, and so I was taking my experiences and kind of plugging them into that world. And another weird true story is that my brother's a dentist, and so he was telling me about this underground business where dentists sell their scrap.
Shut up!
Oh,
is that true?
That's all true.
Because I was watching this with my producer Catherine last night, and we're going, well, it's a great film, but the tooth thing is a little bit far-fetched, but it's true.
What about World War II? I just talked to somebody else. You guys don't know about World War II?
Well, I'm aware of World War II, but what specifically?
Yeah, why don't you do the research?
You just went through World War III in the streets.
No, it's Hitler did to you know the you know, that's, I don't want to go there negative, but do the research.
Hitler's quite negative.
Okay, I'll do the research. So basically, my brother gave me these bags of gold of teeth. So what you see in the film are real teeth.
Yeah.
So that little gold tooth that my character holds up in the movie is worth like $780. It's pure gold.
Front door.
Yeah. So
wow.
So
expensive.
Basically, they were making more money selling dental scrap than actually doing dentistry. And then randomly on this true crime website, because I'm a big reader of true crime, It was a few months ago. This dude was arrested, this mortician, for stealing gold teeth from dead people and selling them. So that's what you're seeing in the movie is straight up legit.
Real thing.
And so I'm figuring if Tommy's character in the movie has been doing this for decades and yet that much scrap, it would be worth almost $2 million with the price.
The one thing I don't get in the film. So you get like the bad guy that comes in that's going to help you make a load of money, right? But then he doesn't seem to do anything. It's you guys that are out there meeting the dodgy dentists and people and selling the teeth. And the guy that comes in with the two girls in the tight dresses, he doesn't do anything, and yet he's taking half the money. What is he doing?
He's setting
mafia guy.
He's setting up basically all the refineries for you to make the deliveries. So he's got the hookups. You have the teeth.
Okay.
So he's getting.
You still seem to be getting screwed, though. You guys are doing all the work in that. You're the ones that are meeting out in car parks in the middle of the night.
That's typical. You didn't know that?
Well, his character would never allow that stuff to go through anybody else.
Right.
So again, very much like Tommy in real life, very hands-on and not wanting to control. So it's basically that
directly.
We were getting ripped off for the most part, but again, finding a way to make a lot of money off gold teeth.
He's scheming, as you know. He's scheming in the movie. So, did you like it?
I like the movie.
Oh, great.
Why? It's volume 1, so volume 2 is coming. Is volume 2 done?
It's done. Yeah, we're showing advanced. We're showing advanced showing at Prince Charles.
Wow, volume 2
this weekend. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that will be released in February, right?
It's going to come out officially January 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
And volume 1 will be released when?
September 25th.
And are you pleased with it, Tommy? You think it's a good movie?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You decide.
I decide whether you think it's a good movie.
No, you decide if you like the movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's great. We like that. We want to hear from you.
I thought it was good. I'm looking forward to part 2.
Okay, cool.
Part 2 is even crazier. It's the way I would describe it is it's as if
people like it. It's a great reaction.
Well, I think part of it,
for some reason, I don't know.
I know the reason. It looks beautiful, but be it seeing you two on screen together again in a movie. There's obviously you're aware of this because you go and meet people every day, but there's so much affection for you two.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm thrilled just seeing you two sat together. Can I be honest? I saw The Disaster Artist when it came out. I hadn't seen The Room. I was aware of it and I knew about it. And it wasn't until this Sunday a friend of mine came to stay and he said, and he brought The Room. He said, "Shall we watch this?" I was like, yeah, I'll have some of this. And I was thinking, I'd heard the stories. I'm going to watch the first 10 minutes, get the joke, and then... But I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was charming. I thought, knowing the story... your passion, Tommy, in making it kind of comes across in the movie. And it's a well-put-together movie. So when I found out you guys were in London, I'm Googling, let's try and get Greg and Tommy on the show. Oh, shit, they're in London. Literally the day that I've seen the room. I thought, this is too freaky. This is freaky.
It's a destiny.
This is meant to be.
You must be good.
It's like a crash course in the room this week.
There you go.
It really is. This is like the ultimate director's commentary. What drove you to make The Room, Tommy? Because it is a passion project.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, I was laughing because we have interviewed today and we argue about script. Like people have always like this and that comments about script. The script did. Oh, I have a script for you. But anyway, long story short, it's just passion. Always been passion. Because I want to present something. My background as an actor is a stage actor.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love a stage. I always say stage in my house because you can express yourself, etc. But I want to affect people positive way, and I know there's all this movie. I say, I collect movies. I have I don't know, 1,000 of DVDs. I'm not exaggerating, a lot of them.
Where do you keep them?
In my house.
Okay.
Yeah, my house.
Okay.
Leave it that way. I have my preference, but I always have vision. I always say, if you have a vision, you have project, right? Yeah. And I learn by doing this stuff, like little stuff. And then I come out with this idea because we've been friends. We met at the acting class, and he became my friend. And I didn't want to compete with Greg, but I say Greg is always getting more jobs than I do. And I did some research, especially in Hollywood, and I say, if I'm in Hollywood, go to Hollywood, I have to make money before I go to Hollywood. That's exactly what happened, you know. People don't understand, but, I've been in the steel industry, building. I build buildings in San Francisco. So long story short, again, I wrote the script, and first I started doing like one piece of paper, and I said, you know what, let's put together. And then Greg even told me he wrote the script. He would tell you in a few minutes if you ask him. And I told him, I say, he has a hard time. There's no way I would submit my script. And then I heard a horror story. Like typical Hollywood, people submit this script, do this, do that, no result, nobody responded, and you're terrified. I say, you know what, I do better. Actually, I produced my own movie. Original supposed to be play. Yeah. So Greg helped me to, like in Los Angeles area, shopping for a theater, play theater. We would have put it on a stage. Yeah. But then I say, and you guys come to a picture in my life, UK as well. And it's statistically speaking, in UK you have more play theater than in America. Right. Okay. Really? Wow. You do. And long story short, again, I say, you know what, there's no way, and the cost was so much. Then I say, it's no way. I mean, there's only 20 people would see it. What is this? So I adjust the script. I said, we produced the movie. I called Greg. In the beginning, he didn't want to do it. But then we sort of create this ambience that he wanted to do it. He actually changed.
You created an ambience that he wanted to do it. Did you bully him into doing it?
Well, he was busy, right, Greg? He was busy.
Greg's been very tight-lipped at this moment.
Yeah, he got, because he knows the truth, and I tell you the truth. Okay. But it was a good, positive thing. Yeah. So when you see disaster artists, the way they recreate. It's accurate, because they put a little decoration, but I think they did a good job as a storyteller, you know what I'm saying? Because 99 minutes you can do so much. But I noticed in the beginning that I have great support from him. And I say, I have an apartment in Los Angeles. Let's just make a movie, and that's basically what.
But there's a difference, isn't there? Because the movie that I was expecting, I was surprised at how it looks like a proper movie. You've obviously got great you direct it, great camera operators, great editors. It looks
two cameras from
and it looks. Well, you did it on film and HD at the same time. That's an unusual directorial statement to make. Why did you do that?
The reason I did this is because Panasonic, and I would say openly the name, they promised us that if we use the camera, they put some PR work. Right. Okay. And I discovered, I did my own research, that the PR costs fortune, especially in America. Yeah. I said, there's no way I can afford the movie now, the PR, So I say, no, I'm not doing this stuff. So they promised me, but of course they didn't keep it. I was pretty naive, to be honest with you. Yeah. But never mind. They're nice people, but didn't come out the way I was planning a little bit. The PR work.
I've read this. There's a lot of myths about you guys online. It was supposed to be a vampire movie.
No, that's not true. No, because when we talk, Greg, you want to mention that about the vampire, clarifying the vampire thing?
Yeah, no, I put in the book that there was like a kind of a loose idea for a scene.
Yeah, but that was a loose conversation that people lyrically, again, I said this today and I will say again, don't believe too much on internet. You're not internet. It's just, I'm here and what my vision was, I want to affect people positive way. Yeah. So you probably recently saw it, so the message is there. Two is better than the three for each crowd was behind the words. Yeah. Friendship does exist, but sometimes you as a person. That's what Johnny did. What he did on the end. I don't want to do the spoiler right now, but long story short, again, it's a story. What I wanted people actually have fun with it because that's my background, And I wanted people to have fun, not just to be serious about
Greg, what was the turning point when it started to get its own momentum and the room and started to become, I would say it's probably even bigger than a cult now, but started to take on a life of its own?
I will tell you a little secret. You want to hear?
Yeah, go on.
No, Greg first.
It's such a tease.
I noticed it was around 2008.
And it came out in 2003, is that right?
Yeah. So it was screening monthly, and then it was around 2008. I did this interview with Entertainment Weekly, And that's when I first really knew that there was like an underground cult, like there was celebrity fans who was being studied in universities, and it was much bigger than I even realized.
Yeah.
And so that article came out, and then it was like 2009. It really started to blow up. It started playing here in London, Australia, and just people started discovering it. It had an article here in Empire magazine. So people it's one of those movies that just. It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I think once it caught wind that this existed and people started discovering it, by like 2008, 2009, it just started really expanding.
15th anniversary this year, and you're doing a week of shows at the Prince Charles Cinema, great cinema.
Yeah, we have regular monthly screening of the room.
And most of them are sold out. I think there's a few tickets for the weekend. There were when I looked on Monday. That's incredible. What other films get a whole week of screenings 15 years after they were released and declared a flop? Initially this is a flop, this is a joke, but still,
I asked Greg, he's right here, I never considered The Room flop number one. It just, I learned a process of, for example, distribution, which I was not aware how to do it. We have right now we have great support with everyone, but at the time was different because it's just like beginning business, doing something which you always discover something new. So in the beginning we screened only for 2 weeks, and then I didn't realize people. The story is that it's not just how hard to produce, but it's also how hard to actually present to audience. Even maybe you have the audience, you don't know till you present it. So the room is sort of like I would say confession or proof that you can survive with all this different factor and forces. If you really believe in your project, because I was from the beginning, Greg probably have different take. Everyone say, "Oh yeah, it's your movie, whatever." I say, "Yeah, it's my little movie."
You should be very proud of it, and I'm sure you are proud.
I am extremely proud of it, and I'm very happy. And let me take this opportunity to thank you for all the support, UK people as well, worldwide, and. We'll be doing more movies.
Good. The new movie, Greg, you wrote it.
Yeah.
Not the first movie you've written. Is it true you wrote a sequel to Home Alone?
I did. Yeah.
At the age of 12.
When I was 12, I wrote a sequel. I saw the movie Home Alone, wrote a sequel for it, sent it to John Hughes.
Wow.
Got a letter back.
Rejection.
Didn't happen. Cut to a few months ago. I got to sit down with Macaulay Culkin on his podcast and talk about the whole thing. And he's actually really interested in reading the Home Alone sequel, and we were talking about maybe shooting the sequel on his iPhone.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Don't shoot an iPhone. Put
No,
yourself
but
down.
actually, I thought maybe all these shoot.
No, you shoot an iPhone now. But let me give you a little secret. You want to hear?
Yeah, please.
Actually, I find his script in his closet.
Yeah.
The time we've been roommate in Los Angeles, and that was there. But that was I think the envelope still was there. It was pretty rejected, and I was just like, oh my god, I knew this will happen. I don't want this to happen to me.
I think part of what your story, and you telling that Home Alone thing, part of your story is that, it sounds really corny, man, but dreams can come true.
How so corny? What do you mean by that?
Well, it sounds like a cheesy line, dreams can come true, but you're kind of both living proof of that.
I don't think it's cheesy line. I disagree. What do you mean by that? Tell me more, because I'm
going to tell you more. It just sounds like the kind of line, a cliche, that people throw out. Hey guys, your dreams can come true.
That's true.
Your dreams can come true. But you are both living proof that actually, given a bit of time,
absolutely, yeah.
You wrote this Home Alone script however many years ago. There's a chance that Macaulay Culkin is now going to make it. The Room, when it came out, maybe didn't get the reaction that perhaps you hoped for. But 15 years later, it's this huge monster that keeps on growing. I think it's a positive message.
Yeah, but you're right about this, because when I remember when I was going to school, we always say, oh yeah, dream come true. It's just like, you don't care, but you actually care, because it's just like loosely you say the words. Yeah. But in our case, it did come true. But you know what? I know there's one thing in life, you actually have to work for it, actually, somewhat.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much money you have, how much, because all those people that put the dollar sign. But I also, like I said this before many times, that respect and sort of understand other person, who they are, what they come from. And then eventually give you something in return, but don't count too much on it. That's what I am. I always say to Greg, I say, okay, whatever, I'm not counting to make this and that, whatever, nothing from return, but the return will come to you. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but that's what I believe.
Were you didn't direct this new movie, Tommy. Were you kind of champing at the bit to order and say, no, don't do it like that, do it like this, or were you happy to be directed?
Well, I'm happy with any project. I did a project before, and I give my 5 cents, but that's Best Friends is Greg Sestero project. But I give my cents, and he will tell you the same thing. But we have a director, I don't see any problem. You as an actor, I always say you can adjust accordingly towards whatever situation you have. You study, character, you study what's in the script, what they expect from you, and you need a little vision as an actor. So I have no problem. Contrary, I enjoy it more than ever. So
nice working together again on screen. Yeah. I know you obviously do shows all around the world together, but actually, getting up in the morning, doing a scene together.
Yeah, it was pressured a little bit, but I enjoy it.
Why was it pressured?
Well, because you as an actor, I talk about myself. You want to do the best, and sometimes it's like this. You do the scene and say next time. Or even next day, you say, God damn it, you know what? I made a mistake. Maybe you should reshoot it. It's always you want to be better.
Yeah.
That's because when you have a passion about it, and I notice like on the set Best Friend, I feel the passion in almost everyone. So I enjoy it when people not just do it, but just doing with extra miles. You know what I mean?
Can I ask very quickly about Tim and Eric? You worked with Tim and Eric. I'm a huge fan of those two. I think they're brilliant. Yeah. What was that like? Was that a good experience working with those
Absolutely.
Guys?
Let me tell you, we're not on the same page, but I think...
Oh, right, okay, sorry if I've stumbled onto something.
No, you did not stumble at all, because, comedian, the category is slightly different. Yeah. But I think they are very nice people. They're very dedicated. They have passion. They own a category, if I may say that. And I enjoy working with them, I mean, nothing negative to say. I think they are dedicated what they're doing. And I think they should do what they want to do. I always say to actors and producers the same thing. They're nice people to work with.
Okay.
Sure.
So the new movie, when's that coming out? It's not out yet.
September 25th on iTunes worldwide. You'll be able to get it.
And then Volume 2 is coming out January
2019.
Now you're excited about Volume 2.
I want to see Volume 2, man. I saw Volume 1, and then it ends, and it goes, Volume 2 coming soon. Oh, come on! Give me more. Okay, you're doing the shows at the Prince Charles, loads of shows. What's next for you two? Tommy, what are you doing after
project,
this?
Right, Greg?
The next journey is a horror film.
Oh, man, really?
Yes,
wow.
We are working on a horror movie.
Fantastic.
That'll be soon. You will see trailers. So.
Can you give us any clues? Give us a clue, Tommy.
Yeah, absolutely. We can give you which one. That's the problem. We have also vampire as well. we have a right variety. It's okay. I tell you the clue.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell you the title.
Okay.
But it's about. We have two brains, right? Left and right brain.
Yeah.
And do you know how much we utilize by doing something?
No, go on.
Do you know?
Well, I've heard that we only use 10% of the brain.
So we're going to present it that you may actually use it more.
Yeah.
And you may change yourself how you think.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you at this time.
Sounds intriguing. Guys, it's so nice to meet you. Honestly, you were in my living room 3 nights ago, and now I'm sat here with you. It's a little bit psychedelic. How long are you in the UK for? Just this week, and then you're going back home?
Yeah, until Monday.
Los Angeles.
Well, enjoy the shows at the Prince Charles. I'm sure you're getting a great reaction. Good luck with the new movie.
Great.
And when Volume 2 comes out, come on the show and talk about it, man.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Hey, great rehearsal. Should we do it properly now?
Thank you.
I'm joking.
I think we got it.
I think we got it. Thank you, guys.
We have a script for you. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Well, there you go, guys. That was fun. What lovely gentlemen. Risky, gonna be honest, a risky opening gambit there with me telling them I saw a guy masturbating in the street. But I saw I saw Michael Parkinson use the same line with Alfie Boe once, so I thought it would work. We nearly lost the interview. I've done a few interviews before where you go in with something a little bit risky and you nearly lose the entire interview. But we turned it back. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Well, on that bombshell, I need to try and remember where I parked my car and go and buy a new tyre. Thanks for listening. Good night.